Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the AAA Meeting episode number 331. And Drunkle's not Bergamot yet. But there.
Back up, man. Back up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's we all know how
Bergamot, a boy before his time.
Drunkle will get bergamonted when and only when, well, you know when. And joining me in the sitting room, of course, are Drunkle and Sinatra. Drunkle, how the hell are you?
Bit put on the spot there, actually. Yeah, I suppose I'm all right. Yeah.
Good.
I'm glad you had to think about that so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. Like normally, like I'm. No, yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Good. Sinatra, are you equally as confused as to how you are?
Not that confused, but I am well nonetheless.
Okay. All right.
How are you, Polly?
Yeah, everyone asks, where the hell is Polly? He's late. No one ever asks, how is Polly?
I just did.
Well, that's why it was nice.
We got it on record. I just did.
It was nice. I liked it. I said nobody ever.
You say it was nice. You also denied it happening immediately afterwards.
I was recognizing it had happened now, but not up until now. I said nobody ever asks. The implication being up until now. Don't be like that. In any case,
you don't be like that.
All right. I'm not drunk. You're drunk. So yeah, joining us in the sitting room here, anyway, Carousel patio furniture, Festonia, and no homo from Festonia. Thank you very much, greatly appreciate it. Gamer Valine's here, yay! Goswell's here, and Bookworm Attic was the first one here, by the way. Lazy people showing up so late. Darrow Dell, just another guy. Well, the whole fucking crew's here. I love this. This is great. What happens when you open a watch page a little bit early so people actually have somewhere to go? It's interesting.
Yeah, like a waiting room,
if you will.
And they all come in, and they'll be like, Festonia will be like, oh shit, it's Patio Furniture. And Patio Furniture will be like, what's Gamer Levine? And Gamer Levine will be like, hi, just another guy.
I said Gospel's here. What? UwU Gospel's here. Sure.
Yes.
Why? You just said, Polly, I'm here too. Yeah, I know. I already said your name, bro. What's up?
Give the man his attention.
Well, I did. How much did head pats all
Turn
around?
him into limes, Polly. Turn him into limes.
That'll show him what's
right.
What why is Polly? For parenting? No.
I mean,
my mother's a saint. It's my fault. I can't blame her. What about you? What about you, Sinatra? How do you explain
My mother is also a saint.
But that doesn't explain your degeneracy. See what I mean? We just got to blame ourselves.
Yeah, that's not her fault.
Yeah.
I was raised a good Catholic boy, but I'm a fucking scumbag.
Charming.
I'm honest.
So what is afoot, gentlemen? What was popping?
No, not too much. Just very busy day. I try to go to the post office to send out the respective packages, but you know, I don't want to be the guy that walks in right before they close. So I get there about a half hour before they close, which is, you know, acceptable. It's just a couple of packages. It'll take 2 minutes. There is some lady there with 2 mail carts full of packages. So I just look and I look around and I'm like, yeah, no. I just turned around and walked out. And I was like, I'll try the kiosk. And the kiosk was broken. I tried it 3 times and it still didn't work. So you guys' packages will get sent out tomorrow.
This is impossible.
It's a good start to the day.
Don't do that.
Jordy doesn't want to rub down from a supernatural, horrible creature.
I don't want to see it. That one irks me. I feel like a cat who's just heard a fucking far off noise. My eyes are all wide and things feel strange.
Does it bother you more or less than the duck calling you out by name?
More.
Wow. Gamer Verlaine, thank you for the 825. My role here is to create the right amount of discomfort. I aim for somewhere between colonoscopy and pepper balls. Well, you've achieved that with at least Drunkle with the Pennywise Rubdown.
Yeah.
It's the creepy music and the way that it starts out. No, I'm pretty proud of that donation, actually. It's
Yeah?
yeah, if I can affect people on like an unconscious level, like I'm super creeped out and I'm not exactly sure why, that's a win for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
That is
I mean,
one.
that's yeah. I'm happy to have been.
Shut up! Be quiet!
Just happy to have been part of that experience, Polly.
Nice.
I just love the fact that it always gets Drunkle.
He does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's okay.
I'll read it in a second. For some reason, nope. Here. Oh, I got logged out of Streamlabs. That's wonderful.
So did
One
I.
second.
I just had to log back in. That's why I was
me
killing
too.
time until I could get back in.
You just gotta say words.
Yeah,
and
it's great
hopefully
when
you can
people
string
donate
together
with-
something.
Yeah, it's Streamlabs, and that's awesome. And I saw that it was Gary Verlaine. Gary Verlaine's cool. Hold on, what? Yeah. Well,
2 months from leaving the army, they decided to make me a fucking team lead. Fun times. Anyway, on a lighter note, a steak pun is rare. Medium, well done. Thank you, Donkey Punch.
it's
Yeah, go on.
It's a
That's
rare
good.
medium. Well done.
Zombie Teddy asked, was that actually
right,
in
okay,
an
yeah.
episode? Yes, Pennywise appeared on the Enterprise D
Yeah.
and had a romantic interlude with Lieutenant Commander Joey LaForge.
I think this is before Riker smashed the saucer into a surface of a planet.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. No, that scene, of course, is from an episode called Booby Trap. Yeah, during the first third.
We all float up here.
That was good.
Come on.
That was
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, that was well done. From the first third of season 3. I can't remember where. I'm gonna guess episode 4 or 5. Yeah. Anyway, Booby Trap. But no, that wasn't Pennywise rubbing him down. It was a holodeck fantasy woman that he created that he fell in love with because Geordi's kind of a loser.
He is a bit, isn't he? Like there was also that one engineer which he really quite admired, so he made a holodeck version of her, and then he actually met her, and then she found out about the holodeck version and was like, "Geordie, were you fucking it?"
That was her.
And he was like,
That's the one right there.
"No," but he was fucking it.
Yeah, Dr. Leah Brahms. That's who's giving him
Yeah.
the rubdown. But he was, he
and
was
a
totally
lullaby.
fucking it. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, he was
Yeah,
fucking it.
She
yeah.
found his sex doll, in short, is the way to,
And yeah, it was basically a fleshlight with her name written on the side.
And I got something here for you, Drunkle.
Jesus.
You ready?
Hey yo, invest in stonks, gamers.
Hey! No, just wait for my fucking time!
E to the dubs. It's Polydub.
Bitch, let me have it! I'm not savage!
Why do you keep screaming, bro?
Baby, it's a habit!
Estonia, $25, sending Polly some non-homo love. Woof! And everybody knows what that means. Drunkle's Bergamot.
I mean, it's just I feel as though I'm associated too much with that donation there because I'm in it.
You're literally in it.
It makes me limes or bergamot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is it bergamot or bergamonts?
Singular. Bless you.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end of. Yeah, I sent you a message the other day, Polly.
I was wondering why you asked me that at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I was watching Picard.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, hey, it's Wednesday, and that means we talk about Star Trek. But you never replied. When did Star Trek go from using phasers to blasters?
They never did. I don't understand what you're talking
They
about.
did, though.
Blasters are Star Wars.
They fucking did, though.
Pew.
Shoot.
Thank you, Sin.
Oh, okay. I don't get it. Okay. I don't get anything. I see how it is.
Sinatra just really quietly just went pew.
No, and I heard it. And you were like, no, but they did, though. And I said, okay, shoot. Get it?
Oh,
Hey. I mean, they phase pistols in Star Trek Enterprise, the prequel series, and then phasers from then on. Phasers Type 1 and Type 2, sure. When was blasters? Like, did some alien species
Yeah.
have blasters? I mean, there's disruptors
that's-
and every other damn thing, but blasters?
That's what I was asking you.
I hate how they have made phasers, blasters, like nothing anymore. Like the only
What?
people that die from a blaster shot are literally just stormtroopers.
Yeah. There was a time when you would respect the blaster shot because it would disintegrate an entire body. Mars Attacks, for instance, that is a blaster you can respect.
Yeah. So you don't think that they kill people enough? I mean, phasers in Star Trek are either stun or evaporate. That's pretty good.
I would like to see more. Yeah.
Okie religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Just like shooting womp rats. Bruce Campbell's chin says he's talking Picard. Picard isn't a good show, so yeah, blasters. I don't understand the hate that show is getting. Season 3 is fucking decent. I'll tell you what though, Polly. The bitch who plays Beverly Crusher, she's looking rough.
Is that right?
She has had a lot of work done on that countenance of hers.
Well, that's what happens when you name your daughter Gates. But
Gates Crusher?
no, her name in real life is Gates McFadden.
Her name is Gates?
Yeah, like as in like a gate in your fence, but plural, Gates.
Is it like a cultural thing we're not picking up on here? Or?
I have no idea, but let's look at Gates.
I'm just gonna Google Gates and see what happens.
Well, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get a picture of a
It's
bunch
gonna
of
be
fucking
one-
fences.
No,
It's gonna be one specific. Well, it depends how you spell Gates, really.
Well, it was. I just got photos of gates actually, not fences. So think that through.
This doesn't look that terrible.
I mean, she is.
She is.
She is. Yeah, it's not looking. I mean, she looks weird, like a cat with no fur.
She's terrible of the mind.
Yeah, she looks like her
Of the
mind is
mind.
gone. That's fair enough. Look at her trying.
You
to-
can
trying to
always
be a
kind of
titty
tell
star.
too.
Ain't no titty star.
You can always kind of tell when people are fucked up in the head.
Just-
Can-
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll show you. What's her name? She played Cass
don't know.
on Star Trek. Star Trek. Star Trek.
Star Trek.
And at some point, I'm gonna have to watch Star Trek just so I can get in on these conversations.
Yeah, and Polly, you should watch Supernatural and Invincible, and I should watch The Departed and John Wick.
It's Jennifer
I'm a
Lein.
goddamn mouth.
Jennifer Lean.
You see how awesome the Wick donation is? What's stopping you?
Look at it, Drunkle.
Time.
Look at it.
Time. Hold on. Who the fuck is that?
That's Cass from Star Trek Voyager. That's Jennifer Lean.
That shit, yeah, fucking hell.
Dude, that. Yeah, Ham and Beans was right in there. The Jennifer Lean? Yeah, yeah, someone did lean on
Oh
her.
boy,
The alcoholism
Yeah.
and depression leaned in. It's,
looks like she leaned on the fucking ugly tree with her forehead.
you know, so
When you-
this is one of the times she got arrested. You know what she got arrested for?
One of the times.
Yeah. Yeah, like most recently, she was actually drunk and yelling at kids to get off her lawn and chased them and fell down. And there's this whole to-do out in the street. And so, yeah, she was the crazy old drunk lady saying, "Get off my lawn."
When drink and drugs turn you into a old male lesbian.
A male lesbian.
That's what she looks like.
Well, we live in an era when that makes sense, unfortunately. And
It's true, yeah, right.
I mean, she used to be like this tiny, thin little, I guess, cute in some people's eyes thing. But, you know, living hard, you know, alcohol and whatnot. Well,
Yeah, it
do
was
this to-
that fucking Star Trek Voyager success. Goes right to your head, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's living
Was
big
that
off
even
your
their
truck
most-
royalties.
Was that even their most famous one?
No.
What? Famous one. What?
Famous Star Trek.
Famous Star Trek iteration.
God, no. Voyager? People always list it last.
Don't talk to me like an idiot. I don't know.
Well, they did list it
Fair
last
enough.
until Discovery came out.
Look, here's the official list, just so you know. Okay, it goes like this: TOS, TNG, DS9,
DS9.
right? Okay, Voyager, TAS. No, wait, Enterprise is after DS9. Then the rest. Can I mention Enterprise without you singing that theme song? Is it possible?
No.
No. Okay.
I was waiting for you to say Enterprise just so I could do that.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people might ask about Picard and Star Trek STD, but they don't count,
Yeah.
man. The very expensive corporate fan fiction doesn't count here.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to give me that list in about 6 months when I get through Doctor Who.
You're watching
Takes
all
6
of
months
who?
to get through Doctor Who.
The new ones.
You're not going full black and white? Come on.
No, I
Yeah.
was going to.
No radio?
I was gonna go the full BW experience, but I just don't feel like investing that much time into a show I'm already not that invested in.
Andy
So why are you
McAndy
watching
does have a good point. I like Star Trek's technobabble. Yeah, no one goes into the Treknobabble further than they do on Voyager. They take it quite far.
I mean, Picard is certainly more canon than any of the recent Star Trek movies with Christopher Pine.
Yeah, but this is an alternate timeline at a minimum. You can go that way, and you know.
And I think that's what killed me on it was I saw the Christopher Pine movie and I was like, this is just forgettable.
It is. I mean, fucking Abrams is Abrams, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
He actually went, "Oh yes, it's not canon," and everyone went, "Well then, why the fuck did you bother?" Like that was just a story, not even set in the Star Trek universe. It's just a story with Star Trek people and ships.
Yeah, but did he do anything different when he?
How do you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
And then you end up drunk, fat, with a butch cut in the street, yelling at kids.
Yeah, like falling over,
But she,
hitting yourself.
how does she simultaneously look fat and frail at the same time?
That's actually a solid question. Gamer Feline, thank you for the tree fitty. A guy who's supposed to be Kang in this MCU phase was arrested for beating and choking a woman. Between him and this lady, it's like science fiction, Florida man, Florida woman. Yeah.
Is that Kang
I'll be
or
back.
Can?
I'll be right
Kang!
It's Kang.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
He's also in the new Creed movie as well. He's the the guy that Creed has got, fights, loses to, then goes into an intensive training regime and then eventually beats him at the end of the movie. I guess. I've not seen it. I'm just taking a guess here.
Yeah, I mean, Kang is
But,
actually an interesting character in Marvel Comics, and that's why it bugs me what they're sort of doing with the guy here.
Well, I think the guy did it himself. But, because when it comes to Creed, he wasn't doing very well. Like the physical side of things,
Mm-hmm.
And then the director said to him, just imagine you're in the ring with a woman. And they managed to get an Oscar-worthy performance out of him.
I mean, he's a badass, and he looks cool, and he's extremely powerful. Like, definitely on the level of Thanos, so I see why they picked him, but they're not, picked him as a character for the MCU for phase 16 and a half or whatever they're at now. But the thing that I find funny is that so they're going to remake this character and imagine him for their purposes in the MCU.
Yeah.
And they pick who they pick to play him. And it's like, Kang is a time traveler of sorts where he's going to manipulate time, and he was, in ancient Egypt. It's like, so they literally were Kangs.
Very good. I think he's getting dropped though. Sooner than Ezra Miller, obviously. A lot of people are calling for playing the race card on that one.
I never slowed him down before.
Well, I think it's okay. They're waiting for the Flash movie to come out, and then they're going to drop Ezra Miller. Whereas I'm pretty sure Kang is gone. But I mean, hey, it's Kang. They can just fucking recast him, and then Kang would be like, "What? I've always looked like this."
Yeah. Oh well, that's not wrong. Like he's gone through many actual
see? Right.
iterations and personas in his time. That's what's kind of cool about him. He's just so long lived.
Unlike his career,
Yes.
that was a speed run if ever I saw one.
Jamie Jam, so poor, so Kang. Yeah. But say Michael's got a point. They should have went with Galactus. Like if you want like true fearful, like not even villain, just cosmic entity force guy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, go with Galactus, and you actually have the CGI to make it work. It's not like the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four films where he's just a space cloud.
But then, I mean, surely like Galactus is as you want to see him. You know, he is a cosmic entity. He doesn't necessarily have just one form. I refuse to believe that it's a humanoid just rocking through space on foot. Like, give him an electric scooter or something.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
You were sorely missed, sir.
I figured I would be.
Where'd he get the helmet?
He does.
You know?
He have ships and, you know, all sorts of tech, but he is a giant humanoid guy under the helmet and whatnot.
It's just weird, isn't it?
It's a pretty nice hat he's got, though. Gotta give him that.
It's different. I guess the fashion where he comes from is light years ahead of our time.
My volume is a little low. Okay, well.
I mean, you sound fine to me, but I'm not watching.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
What, you watch and listen with a 15-second delay at all times, Struggle?
I've got it playing.
Don't you know
certainly.
he's just better than all of us?
I mean, that's pretty impressive. I wouldn't be able to put
I'm
up with that
glad
shit.
someone said it. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so there's that.
Yeah, I have got it playing. It's just muted.
Oh, like that. You don't have it playing. Well, what are you bragging on? I've got a silent thing playing in the background. Yeah, and I'm listening to an audio book of Crime and Punishment. It's just muted.
No, you're not.
You don't know.
I do know.
Dostoevsky. He was the drunk Russian.
Ah, the mad Russian.
Yeah. I've read Crime and Punishment. Yeah, it was a crime to assign it and punishing to read. Let me tell you, I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that fucking stupid joke, but it works.
I guarantee you're not.
Light year is a distance, not time. Well, Joshua's fine. It's like the Kessel Run in less than 4 parsecs.
15 parsecs.
Yeah.
Was it 4 parsecs? I thought it was 15. How long is a parsec?
Actually, what was it? How many parsecs was it? I don't actually specifically
I
recall.
want to say 15. 9?
10?
7.
Solo. Less than
20.
parsecs.
12. It's 12.
12. He made it in less than 12. Yeah, it's 12. It's 12. Did you see the autofill? Is that what you just did?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Well, the Kessel Run is a 20 parsec route.
See, before Solo, like Solo, Space Ranger. So the Chinese wouldn't be
Yeah.
offended. That's what they billed it as in China.
Well, as opposed to just Solo.
Because people wouldn't get it. They're like, Solo what?
Black man's tail.
Well, because solo means what? Like by yourself, alone. So if you're going to do a direct translation, the film would be called A Man Alone. Like, you know, it what?
I like that.
But he's got his furry friend with him. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, okay.
See, as a kid, I explained it to myself right away that, like, it's a distance of distance. It's a unit of distance. It's not time. He made it less than 12 parsecs. I'm like, you assholes. Even as a little 8-year-old, I just thought to myself, okay, so clearly it's a race. It's of time. How far can you get in 30 seconds? He made it in just less than 12 parsecs. That's fucking amazing because everyone else only got to, like, 9.
It was
I wonder-
20.
I wish they would just say what the fuck a parsec is.
It's a unit of measurement.
But comparable to what?
Other distances?
Yeah, think of
Thanks, Polly.
It's 3.0875 astronomical units to the 16th power. There. You happy?
I am.
No.
Plus, light year is a distance. It's got year in it.
It's the amount of time it takes light, how far light travels in a year. What?
There you
Yeah.
are.
See? Yeah.
There's a parsec. Okay.
Brought to you by Microsoft Paint.
So you got 1 AU, which is a distance from Earth to the Sun at perigee. Right? One astronaut.
3.626 light years. That's all I wanted.
But it's variable because it's over such a long distance. You can get time-space distortion and whatnot. But this makes it not variable because it's always related to one astronomical unit to a given location with one unit of angle. See?
So when did they use blasters?
Uncle, where were you getting blasters from Trek?
Whoa. You want to fucking first name terms with it now? Just Trek?
Are you not?
No?
It would be
I use the
Star
first
on a
name.
first name basis, sir.
You okay? So, are you a fan of Star, Sinatra?
My boy Star? Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen it still.
Well, you've never seen Star?
No.
You've never
not
seen a
one.
single episode of Star Trek?
No.
Or a movie of Star Wars? Or the Stargate movie? Or Stargate SG-1 or Stargate Atlantis?
No.
Or Stars in Their Eyes?
I avoid
Anything-
stuff with the name Star.
Never seen Stargate?
That I really haven't seen.
The movie? I mean, I didn't watch the TV show because,
I like the TV show.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
if I'm going for knockoff
Gene
Star Trek,
Anderson.
I'm going to go for like what? Babylon 5.
It's not a knockoff Star Trek, though, is it?
I liked Babylon 5.
I can get into it. I didn't like the hair.
You're thinking about the fan guy's hair, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, specifically that hair, yeah.
Yeah. If I type
It's
in
like the...
Babylon 5 fan hair, will I get it?
Probably. It's like Cardassians. Their neck kind of scares me.
Yeah. Ooh. Steve Dave, MTELU, thank you for the $1.99. Don't try to convince Drunk about something from space. He lost some good soldiers to alien scum. And if you don't want to be probed, smash that like button. Don't make you a Cartman, dipshits.
It's true, I did. It was a very dark time for all involved.
You made someone a Cartman?
No, the people who died defending our lovely planet from the scourge of illegal aliens.
There he is. There's fan hair guy.
That's the hair. Yeah, don't like it. Scares me. It's like he's bald, but also has hair at the same time. I don't know what to think.
Remember his assistant?
No.
Yeah, that was his assistant.
Oh wait, so that guy was actually bald. That's not what they all looked like. That's just
Doesn't look bald.
no, the other one.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's what do they call it? A skull cap or whatever the fuck?
It scares me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like it either. I just want to muss it. I just want to, walk up to him and just, just
Call him a good boy.
just muss it, you fucker. What is like hairspray and gel fucking free giveaways on your planet, buddy?
Yeah, I think they just they're constantly sleeping on their back, and that's just something that naturally happens.
Constantly sleeping on their back with a huge fan above their head to flatten their hair.
Loads of books pressing it down.
See, now, if you want to talk about creepy, there were the creepy aliens for Babylon 5. Look at that. Look at that.
What was the show where aliens had cohabited on Earth?
Section
and they
8?
were all bald. No, it was a TV show. They were all bald.
Were they
And,
blue and in orbit? They had a ship? It was
Coneheads?
No. They were like pink. They were all bald, and they had like fucking Jadzia Dax markings going down. But also, it was the series was about a detective who had one of these as a partner.
Eric Gardner nailed it. Alien Nation. I totally forgot about that series.
Alien Nation. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well done, Eric Gardner. Fucking quick guess too. Shit.
I can only ever remember one part of that because the female aliens had erogenous zones on their back.
Did they?
Yeah, it's like if you just like poke them on a certain little mole, then they'll do that fucking little fucking $1 donation sound.
No.
Yeah, that one. Wow, it got worse. Fuck.
I will tell you some of the freakiest fucking aliens that I ever saw. They were in Star Trek Enterprise. These guys, they're kind of like outside right now, so you can't see their glowing red eyes. I mean, fuck. And they were Nazis.
Ah.
Yeah, it works, huh?
Actual uniform wearing Nazis.
Yeah. Well, they were in like the World War II time period, and they had hooked up with the Nazis because they were a faction in the Temporal Cold War that was busting the temporal accords, like the time laws that they had made up. So let's go back in time and help the Nazis win. So here they are in the White House because they had taken over the east coast of the United States in this timeline because they helped the Nazis.
Well, it's a very German interior of the White House there.
You sense Germanicness in the...
Well, it's not white.
Heroin. Peppermint flavored heroin.
Gamer Valine, thank you for the tree 75. Speaking of space, you don't have a 420 dono for tomorrow. And what is planned? Weed?
For whom?
Fuck yeah. Yes. Me. For all.
Yeah, Sin, you don't strike me as a fucking grasshopper.
Because I'm not.
Yeah.
He's a father, Polly.
I mean, I have and partake occasionally, but I don't buy weed. Like, and if someone goes, "Hey, do you want to smoke with us?" I go, "No, not really."
Man, you must
Like,
be really having a hard time with Doctor Who if you ain't getting fucking blazed.
Like, if I'm by myself, maybe, or if it's one or two other people, maybe. But if it's no, not really. It's like the old Louis C.K. bit. I was like, can I just have my portion to smoke later at home by myself?
Really? Is that his thing?
Mhm.
That's a good line. I do not partake in the jazz cabbage. Yeah, that's better than the devil's lettuce. I like that jazz cabbage. I'm pocketing that.
I like the devil injecting the devil's letters. It always made me chuckle when people say marijuana cigarette.
I'm a fan of reefer or jujus.
Jujus? Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
if you read a little, say that anymore.
If you read a little Dashiell Hammett or Raymond Chandler, you know, back in the 40s, it's like down on the dark side of town they smoked the jujus. You know,
or like when someone who is over the age of 50 says wacky backy.
I haven't heard wacky backy.
Neither have I.
You've never heard wacky backy?
No.
Really?
I think he's just making some of these up.
No, that's a real.
So Patio Furniture's off for tomorrow, so she can celebrate Hitler's birthday by smoking weed.
It's Kiva's birthday today.
Ah, Kiva Dam, wow. Congratulations. Happy birthday. There you go.
Just blaze.
Strike at 0 Hour donated $3. With overwhelming firepower, they're fueled by the fear in their enemies' eyes. It's a shock troop infiltration, a fast and violent escalation out of the trenches.
Heroin.
Troopers rise.
Peppermint flavored heroin.
Strike at 0 Hour is, I mean, that's clearly somebody who understands the Star Trek Enterprise reference. The episode prior to that, leading to the Nazis take over the United States storyline, was called 0 Hour. Anyway, Gary Valine, thank you for the 375. Not that part of 420. The part I thought you'd have the news things for. Your DMs are welcome in case. I'm welcome to my DMs.
You are welcome to check your own DMs.
Valine is so generous.
I know,
Oh,
right?
hey,
Would
you know
do
what?
it?
I will throw this in, Valiner. Thank you very much. That will fit quite nicely in with some other stuff and things that I have for today. Speaking of news,
Buckhurts suggests the name Jamaican Woodbine, which I particularly like. That's good. Woodbine, that's old school.
Woodbine.
Woodbine, yeah, it was
For
a
reeds?
particular. Yeah, but a Jamaican Woodbine.
Oh, I see.
That's stupid.
I like that. There was a series of books I was reading. And in it, they had a private. Well, it was a show about a private detective called Laszlo Woodbine, which I thought was so fucking cool.
Well, Drunkle, listen. I've come to
No,
this
He
decision.
doesn't do that.
You've done radio plays. You know something of the detective noir fiction genre, at least the radio play version there of at the least. Maine Silverball, he's waiting.
Good old Main Silver. I don't think I've got the chops.
Quit cracking Foxy. You can do it.
Cracking Foxy and keeping it moxie. No, it's Main Silverball is that's got to be for a seasoned writer. You don't want someone like me who's fucking doodled on the back of his university degree and there's a corner missing from roaching it on my graduation day. You don't want someone like me writing for Main Silverball. You need a well-seasoned writer for that. Someone with chops, someone with accolades and credentials.
Yeah. I had like so many people just there's no way I would have hung my degrees if my mother hadn't insisted on it. She came over like, where are they? And I was like, hold on. And I started going,
like Batman, where are they?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Where is it? Where's the trigger?
She got so mad because I said, hold on. Like, I want, like, and she said, like, with this accusational voice, right? Like, where are they? Like, what'd you do with them? Do you even know? Did you throw them out? That kind of thing. Did you, like, wipe up a spill with them? I went looking through, like, they were in between some books, though I knew not which one. So I started going through, like, books on my bookshelf. And I'm like, they're in here somewhere. And I turned around and, like, jaw agape look on my mom's face. Like, this is horrifying. It was only days later that I received a package from Amazon with frames in it.
Oh, yeah.
and started receiving calls. Are they up? Did you put them up?
Send me a photo to prove it. When I left school, you don't get your high school diploma. You get GCSEs, General Certificates of Secondary Education. And you get one for each subject. And you get your results day, and everyone goes in and gets their results. Like, oh, what did you get? Oh, there's always one girl who's crying, and I didn't bother going because I was like, I was done with school as soon as I sat my last exam. I'm like, right, that's it. So I didn't bother going. I just, it came through the post a couple of days later, and everything was fine. But I didn't realize that actually you did also get the actual certificate. I thought it was just something that goes on the record. So when I was 26. When I applied to go to university, and they said, "Right, what are your GCSEs?" And I went, "Right, these are them." And they went, "Okay, no, but where are they?" And I went, "Well, what do you mean?" They went, "Well, we need proof."
Oh.
I was like, "Fuck," because I left school. That was 10 years ago. And they went, "Well, go and check with the school then, because they might still have them." Polly, they still had them. They kept them for 10 years until I went and picked them up.
I think they just kind of keep that stuff on record.
I was supposed to say, if it is like a full-on actual certificate, like that's the thing that matters, like a birth certificate, for example, I can see them keeping it.
Yeah, but for 10 years. I just went down. I was like, well, if I can't get them, then I guess I just won't do the university thing. So I went down. Have you got my GCSEs? And they went, yeah. Where the fuck have you been? Like you're pulling out a folder, like blowing the dust off of it.
I like that idea. That's funny to me. That reminds me when I was like, I did you ever walk the stage? In the cap and the gown and the thing with the whatnots and the stuff?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah? Did you want to?
Yeah, it was cool. I did.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because look, I was almost 30. For me, it was everyone else is there, like, they went to university straight from school, but we never had the money for that for me. So I was actually the first person in my family to go to university. I wanted the whole thing. My mum my grandfather was just like, I can't come because there's too many stairs and I'm all old. Yeah. But I would like to pay for the gown and the hat. And my mum's there, and she wore a little frock and took a photo of me in my gown and everything. And it was cool. There was also a sign that said, once you do graduate, please do not throw your mortarboards in the air, as injuries have occurred.
Yeah, most of those signs exist for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that's Yeah, that's a good idea. It's like, don't fire your guns into the air. Sure, it's fun, but, you know, those bullets come down.
Yeah. It's
There's
like
a
that
little
from
bit of a
Cats.
difference there.
And that one's potentially lethal?
I mean, they're technically both potentially lethal, but one's a little more certain to be lethal.
Yeah, okay, I guess I hear your point.
Wait, did you not do the whole graduation thing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Obviously, it wasn't going to be sin, was it?
Well, it very well might have been. You don't know.
I do.
Yeah, no, I've talked about this before.
Right.
I did, but I wasn't gonna.
But you did.
I did. At my dad's.
Was it your mum? Was she going to your house and went, "Where are they? Where's your robes?"
Well, no, you unintentionally nailed it. Yes. My dad said, "So when's the ceremony?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look it up." And what do you mean you don't know? And I said, "Well, I wasn't going to go." And he goes, "No, you're going." And I was like, "Well, I just don't care." And he said, "It's not for you. It's for your mother." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh yeah,
mean,
once that comes out, you've relinquished all choice in the matter.
Do you understand what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah. Pop's like, he poked me in the chest too to let me know he wasn't fucking around. Like it's
You
not for you.
graduated, but you're still my child.
Yeah, and that happened for like high school. I was just told, and then for bachelor's and master's was like, yeah, I didn't want to go for. It's like I'd already done this once for high school. I didn't want to do it again. Oh, let's throw our caps in the air. I don't know. It just I was gonna go get drunk.
Oh, I did that as well.
I mean, that was
I went straight to the closest Weatherspoons, still in my robes and hat. I was hoping someone would buy me a drink. Like, oh, did you graduate? Oh, congratulations. Let me get you a bit. No one did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it
Also,
was made clear to me I need to quit being so selfish. That the whole point is that actually I was told because if you don't go, that means I'm going to hear it.
Alcohol,
There you go.
liquor, booze.
Drunkle certificate. Thank you for the $2. And it says that Millard is a dick. He left me waiting for 10 years, even though he said he'd be back after getting smokes. Terrible.
I never once said I'd be back. In fact, I quite clearly said, I'm fucking done.
Patio Furniture's right. Hit that like button, people. Tap it lightly, as Omegon would say. And if you are so inclined, feel free to retweet the twit out on social media. It absolutely helps. And if you're listening in the future, hello from the past. And feel free to leave a comment. I get to read them all, respond to most.
I enjoyed the whole graduation pomp and ceremony. It was good, you know. And then when you get your degree, you take off the hat because you're no longer a student. Like, I liked it. Although I only the place where it happened, I did 2 years in a theatre and 1 year in an actual university. So by the time I got there, everyone had, already known each other for 2 years and everything. It was a very, very long time for me, a very lonely year because I was living over there as well. And no one was interested in just being mates with me because what's the point, So fucking when it, everyone's up, your name gets called and it goes, oh, Shaniqua Bergamont, and everyone applauds, yeah, woo, go Shaniqua, yeah. And then it went Miller Duke, silence. Just some very polite applause as I went up and shook hands and fucked off again.
You gotta clap for everybody.
Yeah, but it was like a golf clap.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you stood there for so long and you listened to the fucking 15th century underwater Maltese basket weaving degrees and it's like, oh, good God.
Oh, God, yeah. And then there's always that one person who gets an honorary doctorate.
Yes, there is. You're not wrong.
He gets up and gives a speech about how he got into the basket weaving business.
Yeah, no.
I'm not just... Now, here's the thing as well. It was... my third year was in Wales. Don't run with that, chat. So for every fucking speech that was given, it had to be said twice because he had to do it in Welsh afterwards. So it was twice as long.
Oops. Gamer Valine says I would do it for a doctorate because I'd be the first doctor in my family. And ooh, that would piss off some of my aunts. I love the ooh, I can hear it from her.
Like full education.
It wasn't the first degree, but it was the first graduate degree with the master's, and it will be the first doctor in my family. I don't see the... You ever get the feeling that nothing will be enough? Here, Polly's going to lay back on the leather couch and go Freudian for a second here. Let me tell you the way that it works. It'd be like this. It'd be like, yeah, you got a degree, other people got a degree. And it's like, okay, well, I'm getting a graduate degree. No one's got one of those. And it's like, yeah, but it's not a doctorate. It's like, okay, I got a doctorate now. Yeah, but it's not a medical degree. Okay. It's like, okay, well, it's a medical degree. Yeah, but you're not a good doctor. There's no winning. Yeah! It's not easy to stab through the sternum. That's a strong man.
No easy feat.
Well, I have no access to PayPal on my new phone, so I can't give this to him. Just a friendly reminder that Drunkle is a bitch.
Oh, man.
I mean, just facts. Thank you, Donkey Punch.
You know, Polly, if you're getting Freudian, why did you lie back on the couch?
What? Yeah,
He's expressing his inner Freud.
Yeah, the idea of laying back on the couch and speaking about your childhood and what's not, it's very psychoanalytical. So I was like, for what Freud would Freud-esque.
Never
Would
liked Freud.
Would you like me to estimate what I think about you based on psychoanalytics? I do have a major in my bachelor's for psychology. I do know the psychoanalytic technique.
You're going to say, I do have a folder open.
Yeah, I can add to it at any moment. It's very straightforward, actually. It's either sex or aggression. That's it.
Not aggressive sex?
Well, they can, of course, cross over.
The sexual aggression.
Yeah. Everything's just sex and aggression, no matter what. That's everybody's sole motivation.
What is it for me?
A crossover between the two. Aggression because of no sex.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's amazing how many times Nazis came up in Star Trek. I mean, Nazis.
Very popular people.
Nazis. Yeah. I mean, here's Spock and Kirk as fucking Nazis.
I mean, they kind of made history.
It's true.
Yeah.
This actually has one of the
boss.
This actually has one of the great lines in the history of Star Trek. Spock gets the this uniform here, and when they knock out another officer, so Kirk has a costume as well, or a disguise rather as well. He's like, "Yes, it's a shame, Mr. Spock, that your uniform isn't as attractive as mine." And Spock nods his head and goes, "You should make a very convincing Nazi captain."
Of course, every time I see Leonard Nimoy, I just always reminded of him doing the song about Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that happened.
Molly Okami's right. It was an outstanding episode. Patterns of Force. Fantastic episode. Really good stuff. Yeah, and it even had a drunk Dr. McCoy as a Nazi doctor.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a Nazi doctor.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He wasn't actually drunk. He was just pretending to be.
I enjoyed Carl Urban as Bones in the Christopher Pine universe.
So did I. I mean, the only, again, because it was an alternate timeline, okay, there's a hell of a lot of a pass given for nerdery for me on that. What pisses me off is when they're like, okay, no, this is really canon, like Star Trek STD. Like, what they did with the Star Wars sequels. It's like, can't you just make this a Star Wars story from elsewhere and include no Skywalkers in it if you just want to have lightsabers and Force and whatnot? Like, do you really have to fuck with the canon if you're not going to treat it with any kind of fucking regard?
That's what I'm hoping for The Witcher when, what's his name? Liam Hemsworth takes over. Instead of like him being Gerald of River, just say, all right, now here's a story about a different Witcher.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been, when we did comic book curation, I can't count how many times we said, why didn't you just, if you wanted to create a character that was like this, or you wanted a POC character, whatever, Marvel's got a million characters you can revive and breathe new life into. Like T'Challa, Black Panther. Okay, there you go. They did a great job bringing that guy to a huge profile when nobody had talked about him for a long time. Okay, pick somebody else. Why do you have to race swap, gender swap, whatever the fuck swap extant characters? It's a piss off.
I think that's exactly why, though, isn't it? It gets people talking, and this is advertising without having to spend a penny.
I think
that's the ultimate goal, really.
I think that there's two ways of looking at it, and I'm not saying that they can't cross over, but just one. So Iron Man. So you get Riri Williams taking over as Iron Heart, but it's still being sold under the comic Iron Man. You get Korean Hulk, who's not Bruce Banner anymore, but he just takes over under the comic Incredible Hulk, etc. The list goes on, right? Just replace characters. They want to continue to sell at the same amount that comic book was at before. They don't want to start from square one, like all those comics did.
They have to know that it's not going to be the same sales. Maybe one or two issues or films will have good numbers, but after that, people are going to go, I'm just not invested in the story the way I was before with all these different people.
Right. I agree, and that's exactly what does happen, but that's the worst part of all. I really do think they think their audience are a bunch of drooling idiots that'll buy anything that has the name on it. But it doesn't play out like that. So why do they keep doing it? Because they have no respect for the fucking audience. They think they're drooling idiots that'll just buy whatever that says Iron Man on it, for example.
They actively dislike the audience and the source material, but they have this thing where if you don't go see Black Iron Woman, then, well, suddenly it's not that you're invested, or it's not that you're not invested. It's not that you don't have any emotional connection to this character. It's not that it's poorly written. It's that you're the problem. You're a racist, actually. You're a bad person. You're morally corrupt, and we don't like you.
Agreed. I mean, that's the response when people don't like it, right? It's, oh, well, there's a fringe element to the far-right fan base that we don't like. Don't want to be.
So they morally justify their laziness.
Yeah.
And that is the easy way out of any valid criticism as well, isn't it? You just didn't like the CGI fight in Black Panther because you don't like black people. You're like, no, it was legitimately shit.
It was PlayStation 1 quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second reason, of course, is if you have somebody like Captain America, Steve Rogers, it's you either replace him with someone named Captain America who's BIPOC. There you go. And in doing so, you have done a social good, apparently. But the other part is taking an iconic character who's pale, male, and stale, as they love to say, and replacing him with somebody else. How did your boy Zach put it? It's conquering nodes of cultural significance. He went into
that's nice.
Yeah. Because he went into his description, I thought was really clever. I mean, he did 2 tours as a Marine in the desert there. And he said, when we would move on a city, and in classic strategy, because you don't take over the town hall or whatever, you take over nodes of critical infrastructure, the water reclamation plant, the where the electricity's coming from, where the water's coming from, and those are what you want to take control of, nodes of critical infrastructure. He goes, you don't think that happens that way in society? You take over the major myths, you get the government pumping out your ideas. Because why do you think that they want to take over Captain America and Iron Man and Superman and make them all something other than what they are? Why do you think they want to remove history? And these people were racists and slave owners, so let's remove their nodes of critical infrastructure in society. I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty insightful. Why else would they be aimed at such big targets? Think about it.
No.
No?
No, I've thought about it too much.
Would you like to think about some snooze?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Let's do some news.
Okay.
11-year-old stabbed at a Dollar Tree after calling a man an NPC.
Good Lord.
You tell him, Steve Dave, thank you for the $1 at this.
An NPC response.
It so is, isn't it?
My goodness. Great Scott. At this point, screw AAA on Wednesdays. This is Noir Bar, the setup crew. It's funny, Steve Dave, that you say that. I was like, you know what? I was telling this to Sinatra off stream. I think I'm going to lean into doing Wednesdays as more noir bar-esque, and Sin's like, go ahead. He encouraged me. So
Yeah, it's like you do what, and I think this is true for anybody, and it's why we're all independently successful, and we come together and we have a phenomenal show.
Agreed.
Is that each of us has kind of our own gimmick, kind of our own thing, and if we do our own thing independently with everybody else involved, it's bound to work.
Yeah, I don't want I don't know if I ever said this. I remember when Sinatra first suggested, hey, did you ever think about being a co-host on AAA? And I'd been on AAA, what, 2-3 times maybe before then, over a number of months prior, right? And it was a fucking freak out, man, because every stream that I had done before then, be it Noir Bar or Compo Curation, was at a much more chill level. And I said, like, doing Noir Bars, like, you know, hanging out, you got your whiskey, cool bluesy jazz playing. Whereas AAA is like driving down the highway in a convertible at 100 miles an hour with your hair on fire. Which Sinatra laughed his ass off at me over. And he's like, yeah, pretty much. So
It's pretty accurate.
It's like the rapid fireness of it. I think AAA really needs to maintain a rapid fire thing where Noir Bar, yeah, you really can talk about one idea for fucking 45 minutes because it's at 3 a.m. and that's how it rolls. You know what I mean?
It's just how we work, and I think it's our best work.
Yeah, absolutely. So, 11-year-old boy stabbed at a Dollar Tree for calling a man an NPC. For Christ's sake, the man was 29 years old who stabbed him out.
Do we have any information on it?
Yeah, we do. Frustratingly so. Hold on. Here we go. In Mill Creek, Washington, a man was stabbed, boy was stabbed multiple times at a Dollar Tree after calling a 29-year-old an NPC. This is all of the text that Game Rant goes into to explain what the hell an NPC is. Like, oh my God.
Okay.
You guys are Game Rant. You don't think they fucking know?
I guarantee you, they make it out to be like some right-wing thing.
Interesting to say friendly NPCs typically engage in repetitive, predictable behavior, which led to the term NPC being used as an insult when describing another person. An NPC being used as an insult is nothing new. It seems to have become more popular recently. Oh, they got their finger on the pulse, guys. Yeah. Since NPCs are forced to do whatever they're programmed to do and are not smart enough to truly make their own decisions, they produce articles like we do here. The term is to insult someone's intelligence. Social media is full of people calling it. And so they kind of leave it alone. They say, just leave it at that. But in any case, on Wednesday, March 22nd, Joshua Fedorov and his 11-year-old friend yelled at a stranger identified as 29-year-old Joshua David Pence. A Joshua stabbed a Joshua?
That's... Well, hang on, wasn't there a while ago? Wasn't there like a Facebook group of all Joshuas, and they were going to meet for a fight to determine who the real Joshua was?
That's right. There was the Great Josh fight. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've got like Josh skirmishes.
The lethal ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids called Pence an NPC, and Pence allegedly responded by brandishing a knife and chasing the kids into a Dollar Tree store, and then stabbing the 11-year-old multiple times, injuring his lung and liver. The 11-year-old was hospitalized and survived the attack and is now back home. They've got a GoFundMe set up. He's been arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault, one for assault with a weapon and another one for assault on a child.
Oof.
Yeah.
That is not the right response.
Yeah. You know,
chill out, man. Have a Xanax.
Mr. Pickman's got a point. I've actually never heard anyone says a kid says you're an NPC in real life. Wow. I've never heard it, but I have heard someone call someone else a normie.
Yeah.
So there's that. Now there was a side article that came up when I was reading this one, and it's an older one, but it's good. Man sentenced to 7 years in prison for striking a Pokemon Go player. Now,
I'm sorry. Like the headlines suggest that there are like special protective laws over people playing Pokemon Go. You know, like
is that how you read that?
You can't do that.
That's not in the rules. Read them. They come with the game. Damn you! A 57-year-old is sentenced to striking a male Pokemon Go player with a metal pole in Long Beach, California.
What? Why?
But that's just it. What? The incident happened last year and saw the 17-year-old allegedly trying to catch a Pikachu in the game while walking down Aquarium Way. For some reason that, again, is unclear, the man shouted something at the player and eventually hit him with a metal pole.
I mean, I guess like there is, as you get older, you know, you pedal through this dull and monotonous life. You do like that donation that Sinatra's got. You know, I used to know what it was. Now I don't know what it is anymore, and it'll happen to you. And you'll find that some things like just start pissing you off. Like certain haircuts really piss me off.
To the point of hitting someone across the face who's like a third your age with a metal pole?
Not with a wooden pole, I suppose. I mean, you would like to. You just like grab him by
that's
the
a real
shoulders.
big difference there.
Well, splinters, I guess. You know, it does. It crosses your mind. You're like, God, just fucking. I wanted to get a grip. Or like people fucking carrying like what do you guys call them? Fanny packs.
Yes.
They came back in, didn't they? But they wear them across the shoulder instead now because apparently that's cool. Or you know, the tiny little handbags that men carry around. That really annoys me.
Oh, like the Seinfeld episode where he's carrying the purse and he's like, it's European. That one?
They are purses, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly those, yeah.
A carry-all? Yeah. C. Thomas, thank you for the $1. When joshing someone turns violent, I guess. Yeah. He was just joshing the kid with a 6-inch Bowie knife. Playing around, fucking hell.
It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah. So it's made absolutely unclear, and there's no references to even after sentencing or at his sentencing hearing why he did what he did. And some have used Pokemon Go as a tool to lure younger gamers into trouble. Wow. Hey,
No, Pokemon Go had its own problems.
holy shit. It's, you know, you set up a whole bunch of poker men. The shinies are all in this one area. It just happens to be inside your paneled, unwindowed van. Like, fuck.
There was like a spate of people breaking in to no trespassing zones and shit.
Hmm.
I mean, there is a Pokemon gym at the center of the Pentagon.
Is there?
That's pretty cool.
In Pokemon Go?
In Pokemon Go.
Shit.
Yeah, like that's probably one of the most well-protected gyms on the planet.
Agreed.
How you meant to get there?
If you're a Pentagon official, apparently.
That's why I got into politics.
Yeah, I rose up through the ranks to make it to the Joint Chiefs, and here I am now at the center of the Pentagon, and Jim is mine. Pink Broken Pieces, thank you for the $3, who simply says, meh. Pink Broken Pieces is not disturbed by the idea of a 17-year-old being clobbered. Oh, I got it. Damn it. Fuck. Talking about donation.
Bored of everything for 5. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it seemed like a relatively
stop being
fun
bored.
game. People told me, in reading this article, and I did end up clicking on a few other ones, and they said it was overly simplistic, that it got boring. I thought the idea, augmented reality, this is one of the few times I've seen augmented reality seem fun. That it wasn't part of some weirdo social experiment or something. Are you guys aware of any actual fun augmented reality games?
I play Ingress, which is it's the one that came before Pokemon Go. It uses the same thing, but it's, you don't go around catching things. You just there's certain portals in Britain. All the like a Pokemon gym. It will always be either a pub, a post office, or graffiti. And you got to capture those and connect them up in little triangles to turn things your team color. And it's just one of those games where, it's designed to get you out and moving.
Yeah. And Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah. Well, mine is Ingress on the way to the gym.
Ah.
In between my house and the gym, it's all blue. I've turned it all blue.
Zed, thank you for the $1. Speaking of Pokemon, should I get Scarlet or Violet with my Twitch tomorrow? This question applies to chat too. Scarlet
So get a real man's color.
or Violet? Which is which one? Scarlet, I'm assuming?
Blue.
Blue. That's not an option.
No.
It's like saying, do I get sun or moon? I want planet. But it's not an option.
Well, it's star or satellite, and yeah.
But speaking of Pokemon, if you want the rarest card of them all, the Golden Otter, it's down there at the bottom.
There you go.
Just waiting. And speaking of things that are down there at the bottom, there's all sorts of fun, relatively new donations. The public service announcement at 425, Fairy Fun Fall. Oh yeah, the Pennywise Rubdown. Goofy Uzi, which is oddly a favorite of Valine, which can... And did we ever see the electric car radical disassembly?
Yes. That's good.
Don't plug your electric car in and walk away. It could explode and hit an unintending bystander standing by. And it 1 shot plus 3 shots. It's fucking fantastic. Good fellow Otter, get out hippie. And of course, petty oil thugs that I was told was going to end my channel, and I didn't believe it, and here I still am. So, yeah. Moving along.
Yeah.
Speaking of highly secure places, Secret Service officers respond to a White House breach by a toddler. The Secret
I'm
Service...
surprised they didn't shoot him and say he was an insurrectionist.
Right. Actually, a fair point. The Secret Service encountered a curious young
He's a
visitor
Trump supporter.
along the north fence line on the breached side of the fence, ladies and gentlemen, after he briefly entered the grounds, an agency spokesman said. And yeah, they took him back to his parents. But this 2-year-old was able to, just make it on the grounds.
Well, what about the other year? It was when President Trump had to be taken to the bunker beneath the White House because people were running along the grounds. That was
You
Antifa,
mean when
wasn't
they were
it? That-
protesting and lighting shit on fire outside the White House?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bunch of toddlers as well. Are they interrogating the child in this photo?
I don't think that they want to know anything. I think the kid's just like rustling to get loose, and they're trying to hold on to him because they know there's a whole bunch of people taking like cameras of them, or they're taking cameras of them, taking pictures of them. Yeah, whatever.
They're like, show us your papers.
Where are you from, kid? Who are you working for? Moving along.
Putin in a wig.
Northern Railway urges passengers to stop watching porn and not safe for work content on board their trains.
It's fair, isn't it?
A railway team has asked passengers to stop watching porn on board their trains, telling them that wait until you get home.
Yeah, fine. Fine. This shouldn't need to be said, Polly.
The firm has also advised customers to avoid bad language and offensive topics. Northern said, well, they understand the train journey home is, quote, often the first opportunity to view content. They should wait until they get home to do so.
I mean, that's a reasonable ask.
Yes. You enter society, you sign a social contract to not watch porn in public.
I don't disagree with that position. Yeah.
However, the swearing and the avoiding offensive topics, you can go suck a dick.
Yeah.
I got told off for swearing in the pub the other day. I told her to fuck off.
We welcome millions of people onto our station, said the chief operations officer. And on board our trains every year, and access to safe, reliable internet is part and parcel of our customers' expectations. So they're hanging out on Pornhub or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Using their Wi-Fi. That explains how they knew. So I thought people were complaining, listen, there's some guy in front of me watching gay DP porn. Can we just ask him to stop, please?
I have seen many a photo of that happening, though. Like, someone's like tilted their phone away, thinking that no one can see, but of course you can see in the reflection on the window exactly what they're looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I've seen
figure if
far too
someone's
many of
looking
those.
at my phone over my shoulder, they deserve whatever they happen to see.
That's where you just start sending a text message with their exact description written in it, right? They freak out real quick when you do that.
So I'm on a plane, and I remember watching like what could have been like a comedy skit. Had I recorded it, I would have put it up on my channel, where a guy had one of those screen covers. So it's polarized. You can more or less only see it when you're looking straight forward. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you could see because it was like the hanger-on thing that he had to put on after he'd opened the laptop, if you know what I mean. The guy beside him was doing the slowly getting further and further to the right, because the guy sitting to his right as he's leaning in over to see, and the guy would turn and look at him and he would straighten right up. And then over and over again it happened. That guy was really interested, whatever the fuck was on that other guy's screen. It could be like this comedy thing. I think eventually you'd just be like, dude, you just stop. Or just turn the laptop towards him. Like, here, satisfy your fucking curiosity and leave me the fuck alone.
Was he making a noise as he leant in, like?
I could have easily put the sound effects over top of it, and it would have worked perfectly. It was entertaining for about 20 minutes just watching this, and I'm okay because I get bored on planes. I was fine with it. Thank you, Jerusalem Post. Was the fun?
You don't just raw dog the flight like a puddy.
Raw dog the flight.
Yeah, just stare straight forward for the whole flight.
No. Oh yeah. When Elaine's sitting beside him and he's just goes into a zone. No, I don't. And I can't sleep on planes. I'm not one of those people that can fall asleep anywhere. I hate those people.
No, I've never been able to. I've been on a plane 6 times.
When I say hate, I mean very envious of. Like fuck. Must be
I can't
nice.
do it either. It's ridiculous.
It's not even that. Oh, you can only sleep in your own bed at home. No, that's not it. It's just I can't sleep sitting upright with my neck cricked, and all sorts of talking and loudness and all that. No, just can't. And I'm surrounded by people. You never know when someone's gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like, in case the plane goes down, I don't like my last moments of life to be wasted.
What did you want to do with them?
Scream my tits off. Whenever I say that as well, people go like, statistically, you're more likely to get killed on a bicycle than you are on an airplane. And I go, yeah, well, I don't sleep when I'm on a bicycle either.
Touché. Well done, Drunkle.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, Lucky Pop-Tart's here. Hey, Pop-Tart.
Hey.
Speaking of porn, Google and Apple are reportedly miffed about all the porn on Amazon Kindle.
That's finally a reason to get a Kindle.
Yeah.
And why the fuck does Apple care?
Yeah, it's like you're selling shit. There are thousands of porn titles being sold for cheap on Amazon's Kindle, and that should be a separate concern from text-based dinosaur and alien erotica, which is also being sold.
What people are paying for porn?
Yeah, like these are like OnlyFans accounts. They'll put together stills from their cam shows or whatever the fuck, or just the stuff that they're selling to their patrons?
Yeah,
their simps, whatever.
Fans.
Yeah, it'll sort of be like a 10-page book that they're selling on Amazon Kindle, but really it's just like 10 pages of pictures of them doing whatever, playing the golf ball
designed
game.
For you to observe while on the train.
Yes. And
so they gamed the system to their benefit, and the system doesn't like it.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now, you know what I took notice of in this picture? Like, they're just showing examples of this stuff. Notice the 2 Japanese ones are blacked out because we can't even show you the covers.
I'm going to need you to send me this list for research.
Sexy girls uncensored.
But that is censored, but it says we were able to find 12,000. Yeah, but you could only show 8 of them, apparently. Like, the rest of them are censored.
Yeah.
Why did you pick the ones which are just blacked out? If there's so many of them, it shouldn't have been difficult.
Yeah. Nudity and adult pictures on Amazon Kindle, well searched on Google, returned 12,000 results. That's it. Some ebooks with titles like Topless and Naked Viking and Saxon Women.
Mm-hmm. Was that Saxon or Sax-in?
Saxon, as in, you know, Anglo-Saxon.
Right.
Many of the self-published books are free through Kindle Unlimited. Well, yeah, they're using it as promotion for their OnlyFans. Would you like to see more?
Free
Click
through
here.
Kindle Unlimited, Amazon's $10 a month ebooks subscription service. So it's not free, is it?
No, it's free with the payment, so therefore not.
So not free.
Yeah.
Everything's free if you pay for it, Polly.
Yeah. And it, notice Reuters is right in there with the what about the children? Reports that Amazon changed Kindle's age rating in the Apple App Store from 4 years or older to 12 years or older after it received notice of the porn on Kindle. According to the Wayback Machine, Kindle was still listed as 4+ on April 3rd, but the age rating has changed by this past Sunday. Like you said, Sin, it's like somebody figured out a way to game the system, and you know, Reuters always looking for the trouble. Does everyone remember how the original Adpocalypse started?
Wasn't it Pewds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polyfarms remembers.
So does Drunkle Farms. I was there, man.
Yeah, so was I. I mean, I've told people, like, you know, IRL normies about that. It's like, yeah, all the ads got taken away, or at least their value was, and then when they were returned, it was far lower valuation per 1,000 views. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, see, a couple of reporters who were extremely jealous at the views that PewDiePie was getting, and they weren't at the Wall Street Journal, because they're the Wall Street Journal. Our circulation isn't as high as this guy's stuff. What the fuck? So they watched video upon video upon video and eventually found him saying the bad words and gamer words and gamer word, really.
And they did a hit piece. And it was a hit piece. March 2017.
And it blows my mind that journalists believe that it might not be blackmail, but it lives next door to blackmail what they did. What ads ran? Mercedes-Benz, let's say, and Keurig coffee machines. Kellogg's. So they call up Kellogg's and say, why are you okay with ads for your cereal, breakfast cereal, running before a white supremacist? To which they responded, what are you talking about?
Why do you hate black people, Kellogg's? Why?
I mean,
that's essentially what they did. And I mean, I was pissed off because I started on YouTube November 2016, and I just started making money off of it, and then that happened.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how many right-wing YouTubers just left after that, after claiming they're not in it for the money, all this stuff. Then they weren't making ads, so they just left.
Yeah. And then Adpocalypse 2.0 and 3.0, because it continued, but you're right. That was the beginning of content creators going, what's the point? And giant algorithmic changes. Everything got awful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Spectral Umbreon. I've said it's not blackmail. It's dark gray mail. I'm pocketing that. That's good. Dark gray mail.
Well, it can't be blackmail, is it? Because the word that he used did actually pertain to a black male.
Yeah. It's so fucking angering. Would you, as an advertiser, be worried about product placement in, let's say, a Quentin Tarantino film where N-bombs are dropped left, right, and center? No. Would the Wall Street Journal report on that? How are you, liquor company or car company, doing product placement in a movie that has gamer words in it? How are you doing this? Why is this okay, this white supremacy?
I believe ISIS recruitment videos were still getting ads before them as well.
Yeah, and people, offer the idea that it's like, this was a couple of Wall Street Journal guys that saw the views that PewDiePie was getting and thought, this guy's content is dumb, I don't like it, let's find a problem here. And they did. And let's make a big fucking hairy deal out of it by calling up the advertisers. It's like how we're going to pressure the shit out of Tucker Carlson's advertisers in an unbelievably harsh way, like through Mediaite and through Media Matters and so on. We're going to list off all his advertisers. Now, everybody call up who's got a fucking burr under their saddle or a fucking wild hair up their ass to do something in slacktivism where they don't have to do anything more than hit a link provided to them and write, this is awful and terrible and morally incomprehensible. And they go along with it. And somehow Tucker loses advertisers and it's a sign that Tucker Carlson is a bad guy. Listen, pitchforks and torches, gang. Go fuck yourself.
Mm.
You're not raging out about product placement in movies that have themes and whatnot that you don't like. Why are you focused in on this? Because we want eyes on us, not that. But go watch the stupid movie. It's fine. Right?
Then thus began the whole PewDiePie as a Nazi thing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, here's a dead body. Well, since you want to talk about dead
I wonder
bodies.
how long it'd take.
Yeah, dead bodies apparently save hearse driver who you asked. Okay, here we go.
Damn it, Logan Paul.
Dead bodies apparently save a hearse driver who crashed and was left teetering on the snowy Colorado cliff.
No shit.
It really is like a fucking cartoon. This guy's driving with a hearse. He's got a fucking dead body out in the back that he's transporting for organ transplants. That the guy donated his body, right? Front of the fucking car goes over the fucking cliff and it's teetering, and it was the weight of the dead body in the back that kept him from going over.
Wow. Oh.
That's pretty sweet, huh?
Death saves lives.
Yeah, like not only with his organs, but with his sheer mass.
That's fucking incredible. That's so fucking... I mean, it's awesome, but weirdly awesome.
Yeah, like I said, it's
if only the guy knew.
It's cartoon level. Like I said, I love it.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are proud of that smooth of a fucking segue, that one's not easy to pull off. The stars aligned or something. Feel free to hit the donation button below. Moving along, 4 shot dead, then a chaotic scene of violence 25 miles away. I can't make sense of this story, just so you know. I tried last night reading it. Yeah, we got a shootout in one place, and then, hold on. Okay. 2 connected shootings that unfolded on one of Maine's deadliest days of gun violence. It's Maine.
Silver Bowl.
Wow.
But nobody owns it?
What?
Never mind. Just a shitty pun. It's
Oh.
fine.
Okay, so it's Maine. There aren't many people shot there to begin with. 4 people shot and killed in a home in Bowden, in an incident that's linked Tuesday to a shooting that injured 3 more just over an hour later on Interstate 295 in Yarmouth, turning it into one of Maine's busiest roads into a scene of chaos. The highway shooting happened at 10:30 a.m. on exit 15. 1 person was quickly detained in Yarmouth. The police said late Thursday that a 34-year-old Joseph Eaton of Bowden was apprehended there and in charge with the murder in the Bowden killings. But they don't explain how. I mean, doesn't this just... What? It goes into the details of where they were taken for autopsies, and police have not said where the shots were fired from. Live video showed bullet holes in the windshield of a car on an off ramp. On it goes, but it's like a police spokesman declined to go into more specifics on the injuries and how anybody got harmed to begin with.
You would think that might be something you want to go into specifics on.
Yeah, like if you have 2 scenes of multiple shootings and they happen 25 miles away and they arrest this guy and then charge him with murders for shootings that happened elsewhere, you think you'd want to mention how to make it absolutely certain for the sake of public, relaxation, calm down. There's not a murderer on the loose. This is how we know, at least in a general sense. The man was involved. I mean, he was charged with the murders at the Bowden scene. Fuck.
Is that man was involved?
I tried looking into it and they haven't published a mugshot as of yet.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
T. Thomas, thank you for the dog. Funniest thing about the whole journalistic terrorism Washington Post and others tried, $3 fuckwits still do better than the state-funded media. Are we $3 fuckwits? Is that what you just called us?
We're at least $10 fuckwits.
I'll go with $10 fuckwit. That's, that I can accept. Speaking of big money, grave fears for stolen ostrich chicks and planned targeted theft.
What? There's people out there stealing ostriches?
Ostrich chicks.
Well, easier to carry.
Yeah. You can get more of them in a bag.
Yeah.
There they all are, looking all adorable and whatnot.
Aw.
Yeah, look at them all.
They're just like ostriches, but small.
Yes, I am. I can't disagree with that, though. I want to. Owners of the Winchelsea? The Winchelsea Ostrich Farm are pleading for information after a herd of ostrich chicks disappeared over the weekend. They said they had 20 chicks that were stolen from the hatchery on the night of Sunday, April 9th in the wee hours of Monday, April 10th. It's targeted.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. This appears to be a planned and targeted theft, as it was over the Easter. The chicks could easily be moved interstate, and without proper care, the chicks' welfare is in grave danger. You don't know.
And if I recall correctly, you're not actually allowed to cross state lines.
With
That is a fact.
with the big birds.
But yeah. Well, no, they're little big birds.
Yeah, soon to be big birds.
Yeah.
It's one of the few ostrich farms across the entire country selling the flightless birds as pets. Oh, well, that's less interesting. But that's not what the thieves were going
They've
to do.
been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore.
Max, why? Why, Max? You tell him, Steve Dave, thank you for the 1075. Here's $10 plus tax, you fuckwit. This is my favorite dono. Though the concentration Zen cannon is a close second. Yeah, it is a classic. The gunpowder of death, Zen blaster. Most birds we have that people will take on, they take them at a yearling stage. I do have high concerns for the welfare of the birds. I think that they're thieving them for, ostrich burgers.
Tax reasons. Oh.
I don't think they're looking to sell these to their friends for pets.
Have you ever had an ostrich burger?
I have, actually, yes.
Yeah, what did you think?
It tastes like a poultry burger, like a chicken or turkey burger.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did it taste like chicken? Because it basically is a chicken.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to the point of grinding up a bird and then forming it into a patty and then putting salt, pepper, cheese, ketchup, mustard, whatever the fuck, are you really going to tell the difference?
No, probably not, no.
I had an alligator burger from the same joint.
Yeah?
Yeah. It also tasted like chicken.
If ever
I've
I
had
have an
alligator jerky.
If ever I order it, I'd say I want an alligator sandwich and make it snappy. I'd have to.
Bless you.
Thank you.
The only one that I can recall of all the exotic burgers I've had tasting distinctly different was the elk. Venison burger. And it was elk. And it absolutely tasted like, red meat, but different. Gamey, manly. It was good.
I heard of someone who had a whale steak.
I'd eat
That's
a whale steak.
blasphemous.
You didn't say it was a blue whale.
Fuck whales. I should know. I went to university there. They said it tasted very irony.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why they take pictures of ostriches looking like that. They're not looking at you.
No. I guess they look a little more evil.
Yeah.
I mean, while we're there, Polly, why is it in fiction, if someone's evil, they'll have horns or something, whereas really, creatures with horns are prey.
Well, that's an interesting point. Well, you have them evil, wild boars that are out there as an invasive species. They develop, claw you to fucking bit horns.
Do boars have horns?
Tusks.
I guess a tusk is just the horn of the mouth, isn't it?
And a ram, hey, that ain't prey for nobody. They'll ram you.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Huh?
Well named.
Uh-huh. Butt heads and crush yours. Okay, moving on to fun news. New Zealand feral cat hunting competition for children prompts backlash. A New Zealand hunting competition has prompted an uproar over a new category where children compete to kill as many feral cats as possible for a cash prize. The North Canterbury Hunting Competition announces a new category on Saturday where children 14 and under will hunt feral cats for the possibility of a $250 cash prize. Prospective entrants were warned that killing anyone's beloved pet would see them expelled from the running.
Holy shit.
Any children who produced a dead microchipped cat would have their entry disqualified.
Why did that photo of the cat look suspicious? Like he's just been caught looking at porn on the train.
Yes, because that is a feral cat that's up to no good. That's a guilty cat right there.
Yeah, okay.
I agree. Got a little fire pad down there on the ground. He's looking at porn. Right. And I love this. The Society of Prevention for Cruelty to Animals, right? They're like, disqualifying dead cats with microchips is a little too late. It's not even an ambulance, but a grave at the bottom of a cliff.
Wow, someone went to writing school.
So their concern in the Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, here's their concern. It's a good chance that someone's pet may be killed during the event. In addition, children often use air rifles in these sorts of events, which increase the likelihood of pain and distress and can cause a prolonged death. So it's like, go ahead and wipe them fucking feral cats out. That's cool. But we don't want people's pets dying, number one, and we want them dead and dead fast. It's interesting how when it becomes a pest animal, you know, the PETA types in the world suddenly lighten the fuck up with what animals die where. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But then, I mean...
It's almost like they don't believe what they say.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It says right there, cats are a serious threat to biodiversity. So this is, there has to be a culling. What do you want us to do, Peter? Just let cats kill all the little baby ostriches?
Exactly. And all of their those little hilariously running birds, the kiwis.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. And the cats will take those things out. Like, cats are survivors. They're very good at going wild and going feral, man. They'll be fine. Every other animal
They'll do it through choice.
They want to be clear that they support control of feral cats, provided it is undertaken by experienced people using approved humane methods. And it absolutely, as we know, Sinatra, should be the people that are 100% against these things and make their money and get their donations by protesting these things that should be making the decisions on what qualifies as humane and how to hunt things.
Yeah, didn't you know?
How do you become an experienced feline killer? Well, it should be an experienced feline killer. Okay, but then that's what they're doing with the kids. They're giving them their first taste of experience. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I think what they're aiming at is the things that's aimed at throughout the, no offense, Drunkle, Commonwealth world, where we want them to be licensed by the government and trained by the government, because the answer to everything is a bigger, larger government.
So you want like a feral cat department?
Yes, all jokes aside, I think that's exactly what they want. And people that are trained in methods that only they approve of. Again, it's not like they don't have a financial interest to keep this thing afoot. You know what I mean?
Why they could just release a load of wild dogs.
I don't think you ever want to do that. You don't want to release the mongoose to get the snakes, because then you got mongoose problems. It's like trying to take, the whole rabbits in Australia thing. It just...
Is it mongoose?
I've thought about that before, but I never looked it up. Go ahead, Drunkle.
Mongooses.
I mean, they don't even have feathers. Makes no sense.
It's true.
Yeah. In 2013, political campaigner and founder of Opportunities Party, Gareth Moran, made headlines when he cited New Zealand's cats, all of them, to be eradicated. Dubbed them, quote, natural-born killers and sadists of the animal kingdom.
That sounds like an insult. Name campaigner.
Sadists of the animal kingdom. I mean, is spot on as well, isn't it? They are the sadists of the animal kingdom.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. Last year, children killed 427 animals, mostly possums, hares, and rabbits. The first year that cats have been in the competitive category. So the children seem to be doing fine, taking out the possums, hares, and rabbits. But we just don't want them, And do you think that any of these fuckers were concerned about the hares and rabbits dying inhumanely?
No.
No.
It's like,
Well,
it's like you
maybe
said,
the
man.
rabbits.
It's almost like they don't believe what they say.
Maybe the rabbits.
And I mean,
what's the difference? I'm not going to split hairs over this.
nice.
Boo.
I'm okay with it.
I'm not.
And I won't back down from that. One thing that I think that we have all gotten used to in reading news entertainers, and those that use news entertainers in this incestuous, strange bedfellow relationship that they have, activists, news entertainers, is the activists become quote machines. They know how to speak in pithy little emotionally grabbing lines, and the news entertainers love to begin and end and highlight those lines. It's incestuous bedfellowship. How does the story end? Quote, "There are numerous ways to raise money," Appleby said. "Sending children to kill off cats shouldn't be one of them." You motherfucker.
Well, why not?
You exist in this position to say things like that, and I despise people like you. You're a fucking advertiser or a fucking whore, unless one considers advertisers a kind of whore.
I do.
Well, then they're whores. Full stop.
Yes.
Fucking, Sin, you got to be fucking angry at these fucking people. They all have the same lines. I mean, name a fucking gun control group in the United States that doesn't have the same fucking lines, the same kind of emotional, pithy, these are weapons of war that have no place in our communities. You talk about your rights. People have the right to be safe in school. Children have the right to live. Like the same fucking lines over and over again. Do they point to a fucking policy that would actually be effective? No, of course not. Does it do anything other than put them on high moral standing? Well, no.
I think I'm just desensitized to it, honestly, because these people are fucking ridiculous, and I like tune them out almost with what they say.
I think that's a smart move.
That sounds nice, honestly.
Because I'm not going to hear anything new.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not. Moving along, Scottish runner Josa Zakaraskawski disqualified for using vehicle during ultramarathon.
Well, that's just cheating, isn't it?
Oh, of course. Yeah, it absolutely is. The key of it is this. Race data for the GPS shows that she had been in a car for 4 kilometers of the race.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
You hopped in a fucking car and drove along the part where, there's no cameras or people standing alongside the road. It's fine. But you have a GPS unit on you. Like this.
Yeah.
Maybe if you hadn't gunned it up to the vehicle's top speed.
8 minutes.
Yeah, but she got to rest.
I had to pay the taxi driver.
Yeah. Hey, that'd be fucking nice. If you find out it wasn't like a pre-planned thing where a Confederate was waiting to meet her. She just, it was a crime of opportunity. She saw an Uber and thought, fuck it. But,
yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Busted.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get a little dark. Texas woman with meth possession history accused of murdering pregnant hospital staffer's unborn baby after credit card arrest. Now,
A little dark?
Now, if you thought that headline was dark and confusing,
yeah,
buckle in. We're gonna we're gonna do it. What began on April 10th as a credit card or debit card abuse case against 39-year-old Sherry Akil, my God, allegedly escalated.
It's right in the name.
Yeah.
Right.
Escalated in just 2 days later to driving while intoxicated, suicidal ideation, and punching a pregnant hospital staffer with such force that the woman lost her unborn baby. Days after that, a long-standing methamphetamine possession case appears to have been put against Akil, in a renewed legal jeopardy in Taylor County after the alleged attack. So here we go. Akil's financial criminal case led to her April 10th arrest and the issuance of a $1,000 surety bond. Jail records show that Akil was arrested on April 12th for allegedly driving while intoxicated and for allegedly intentionally knowingly operating an illicit game room. So she had a floating craps game afoot. Records also show that a murder charge was issued the same day. By April 17th, jail records indicated the defendant has also had a pending possession of methamphetamine case.
Was you going for the high score or something?
It's just... Holy shit, lady. You racked it up. Akil, whose
I think
Facebook...
she was going for the high star count in GTA.
Yes. She was, her Facebook page identifies her as a stay-at-home parent, which allegedly was being restrained in bed by hospital staff when she punched the hospital employee. After the punch, hospital staff discovered that the pregnant woman's unborn child no longer had a pulse, which is actually extremely sad. Under Texas law, it is a capital crime if a person murders an individual under 10 years of age, and the definition of an individual means a human being who is alive, including an unborn child, at every stage of gestation, from fertilization until birth. Let me ask you a question, and it's a sharp one, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you think that a woman that is in favor of abortion that was, let's say, 8 months pregnant, was punched in the belly by some random meth head and lost her child, would be perfectly okay because, after all, it was, quote, just a clump of cells? Or do you think she might have a slight...
victim, worst thing possible.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
I think...
No, woman victim, worst thing possible.
Yeah.
What you're expecting here is a lack of hypocrisy?
Yeah. That is the flaw in my reasoning. I think that she would be outraged. What are you trying to tell me? What is she going to be charged with? Assault on you. Simple assault on you. Yeah, but I lost my baby. A clump of cells she punched. Yeah, and I think their worldview would radically alter for that time and for that situation only.
You would think, but no.
So when it says a capital crime, does that mean worthy of the death penalty?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And the what led me here was somebody complaining, can you believe that Texas is this insane? Meaning charging this meth head with murder for causing the death of an unborn child.
Well, it was murder, no matter how you cut it there. That's...
Not by the way a lot of people see it, lest abortion doctors would be considered mass murderers. See what I'm saying?
No, but they will, though, because their reasoning isn't, like, linear. They don't actually listen to themselves. They deal with how they think about things on a case-by-case basis. And as Sinatra said, yeah, crime against woman, worst thing ever. I mean, could you imagine if she was a minority and a lesbian?
Indeed.
Pregnant lesbians.
I don't know. I sense some
Regsbians.
Fairly good consistency in Texas. Because what else are you going to charge them with? If it's perfectly legal to terminate an abortion at any point because it's not a life, then surely ending a pregnant woman's pregnancy through assault is nothing more than an assault on the woman, right? I'm sure they'd find something extra.
I mean,
to
I'm
charge
with
them
you on it.
Yeah.
But...
Like I said, just seems fucking consistent to me of Texas to do so. Speaking of Texas, I do not want this on record. Texas substitute teacher caught encouraging students to fight on video, immediately fired and jailed.
Oof.
Yeah.
She had an illegal gaming room as well.
See, you know what, Drunkle? It's funny you bring that up. That's the part of the story they never get back to. What do you mean you were charged? Well, I realize it's the small potatoes of the story. I totally get that. But nonetheless, while driving intoxicated, we also charged her for having an illicit game room in the back of the car. What? I don't...
Not elucidate on that for us, please. Like, she had a baby fight club. What was it?
I don't have a baby fight club. Yeah, I have no idea. They don't expand upon that at all.
Go figure. The most interesting part of the article, they're like, nah.
Yeah. Encouraging them to fight how? This is Kyle asks. Well, I'll tell you. Natalie Esperanza Garcia, a 24-year-old who is... she's working as a substitute teacher at the Mesquite Independent School District for just 1 month's time. Is being taught a lesson in the aftermath of last Wednesday's recorded fight inside her middle school classroom. One 13-year-old girl's camera was rolling as the teacher said, quote, "I do not want this on record," and threatened to confiscate phones. She outlined the rules for students to follow and even instructed a student to monitor the classroom door while the fights took place. Quote, on camera, she says this.
I'll be a lookout.
Yeah, what I need you to do is stand by the door and hold it in case somebody comes in. And then, go ahead. And there's the one student. And yeah, she's standing right at the front of the room, encouraging these girls, as well as boys, to fucking fight it out. What the fuck?
I can see why you didn't want it on record.
Well, yeah, right.
Because you don't talk about Fight Club.
And she seems a little dejected after her arrest. Like, she's not sure why she's there.
I mean, I don't know if my sound pad comes through on Discord at the moment, since I had to format everything. So just tell me her name again.
Her name is Natalie Garcia. Natalie Esperanza Garcia.
No.
Did that come through? It did come through. Good, right.
No, it didn't.
Oh, didn't it?
No.
Oh. But it did. It was the.
I mean, I know, but
Okay, right. Yeah. I'll just do it with my mouth from now on.
Mother's car with
Baby.
baby inside stolen from Yeppoon Car Park.
this is how to get yourself dead real quick.
You want to see how it happened? It's shocking. To me. Here we go. So here comes the girl. She's walking. Oh, look. There's no one in the driver's seat, but the car's running. Why don't I just get in here? Okay.
Maybe
yeah.
she
I
was
don't know
running
how
a
people
marathon.
do this shit.
But hold on. Watch. And she's off. Did you see all that shit fly out of the back of the fucking car?
Yeah.
SUV, whatever. What happens if the woman was back there, like, you know, with the baby? Like the baby in one of them little carry deals, the rocker deals with the handle. You know what I'm talking about?
Baby buckets.
Yeah.
You're assuming that the person gives a shit and wouldn't like back up and roll them over, then keep going.
Well, it's funny you say that. Okay, so here we go.
Who am I?
Drunkle.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's the melding.
How, do we know that this woman wasn't currently running a marathon, though?
Right. She had to get going.
Yeah.
But she didn't, like, Fake Gamer Cat says, stop leaving your children in the car. Like, the back of the vehicle was open, and she had taken the baby off to the side, like, in the stroller. And let me roll the baby up here, and then I'm going to close everything down and whatever. And the concierge or whatever the fuck was going to drive it away. That was what was going on there. And this fucking creature comes along and says, oh, look, running vehicle. Doesn't matter if the back of the car is open. I'm going to take off. The alleged thief did not realize the child was in the car and returned to the scene to demand the child be removed. Okay, fortunately, it appears some sense prevailed and the offender has returned. But a 16-year-old boy who had come to help and remove the child had inadvertently been run over by the person in their escape.
Fucking hell.
I mean, that's like I said, it's shocking. It's like you took off with the kid in the car and realized the kid was in the car, so you go back and say, take the fucking kid out the car. And then while you're taking off, you run over a 16-year-old fucking boy that was there to try and get the kid out the car.
Yeah.
And it ends with, no charges have been laid. They're still looking for her.
No. All right. You wouldn't think it'd be that difficult to track a vehicle nowadays, would you?
No.
The amount of CCTV there is.
Especially a big old beast of a vehicle
GPS?
like this thing.
Right? Which has most definitely got sat nav.
You would think.
Oh, Cynic can fill us in. Yapoon is a shithole, so no surprise. I'm a... Well, go away. I don't want to update. Yes.
Yapoon is Noopy backwards.
New key. Yeah, it is.
Noopy.
Naked man baptized himself in Mesa Church, and he punched 2 officers.
Born again Christian.
So did he need to rebaptize himself to cleanse himself of the sin of punching the hell out of 2 people? Probably. According to arrest records, Mesa police say that Jeremiah Sykes, 20, exposed himself while in a bathroom fountain at One Life Church on Gilbert Road, University Drive, just after 2:30 p.m. The man was just sitting there, refusing to leave. And that, as the police officers were called, Sykes reportedly grabbed a blanket and left. Officers found him nearby, still naked and holding a blanket. So he broke into the church to sit in the baptismal font and baptize himself. And they just sat there when they showed up and said, "Can you leave?" And people from the church. And he didn't, so they called the cops. And then he took off.
Cleansed of his sins.
Fucking Arizona, man. Holy shit.
Yeah?
Guys, I don't know.
Oh, Christ.
Okay.
That was a brave, brave officer that apprehended this man.
They don't know what it is, okay? I know the question.
We know what it is.
I know the question. It's the same question I had. I don't know what it is either, okay? They don't say.
We know what it is.
He got busted for blow. And upon
look how that turned out.
Right. And upon getting his mugshot taken, looked like this, without explanation. From anyone. The cops, the guy. Ice cream? Could be. I don't know. I just love how there's no explanation as to the most obvious thing that you're going to ask about.
Some kind of police deterrent that didn't work. It doesn't say.
No, not at all. Upon arriving at a convenience store, cops spotted Coleman Hill smoking what appeared to be illegal narcotics. Coleman Hill, who was allegedly displaying signs of narcotic impairment, reportedly said that he had been smoking Ollie. A search of Coleman Hill yielded a small bag of cocaine from his pants pocket. According to his arrest record, Coleman Hill was arrested on a felony drug possession charge and booked at the Orange County Jail, where he remains locked up in lieu of a $1,000 bond. You can't find a friend that's got $1,000 with your milky self? Coleman Hill, police noted, was transported without incident. The arrest affidavit offers no insight as to why Coleman Hill appears to have been doused with some kind of milky substance. I mean,
I wonder if it's like candle wax or something.
It appears mostly, in parts to have completely dried.
That is the face of a man who has made some bad decisions.
Were you expecting good ones?
No.
He's out in public smoking coke. Who the fuck smokes Molly?
This guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the thing. I want to talk about it for those who don't know about it. For those who don't watch Sinatra's channel, and if you're not watching Silent Sin videos, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Elon Musk does it again. Sends another government-funded press outlet running for the hills.
This was so fucking good.
It is.
Do you have the video?
Of Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's so good.
Elon Musk does it again after angering NPR and its supporters by putting state-affiliated tag, well, actually government-funded, on the State Affairs outlet's bio. Musk has found his next target. This time, the far-left Canadian news network, the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, found itself on the receiving end, garnering a government-funded tag. After CBC representatives complained that they do not receive all of their funding from the Canadian government, Musk helpfully changed it to 69% government funded. It actually says 70%, but they said less than 70 is what they said, so he put it 69% government funded.
Nice.
CBC has now paused their postings on Twitter. Translation, they rage quit. Like some bitches.
Yeah.
Do you have the oh yeah, it's right there.
Mm-hmm. Let's just...
The 69 was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just jump to... And there it is. 69% government-funded media.
I thought it was a joke.
Because they had, claimed, no, less than 70%. And it's like, okay, is that actually true? Well, Sin...
Oh my God, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back.
All right. Like Sin pointed out in his video, by their own tax information available on the CBC website, here it is. 1.2 million in 2022 and 1.39 million in 2021 from government funding. What's your problem? Like that
seems perfectly accurate to me.
Yeah, you are largely government funded. And it's like, well, we're not entirely. So what this the thing that I can't get over is where is the they're so angry at it. Okay, so their response is, our journalism is impartial and independent. To suggest otherwise is untrue. That's why we're pausing our activities on Twitter. They say this. Radio Canada is publicly funded through a parliamentary appropriation that is voted upon by all members of Parliament. Its editorial independence is produced by law through the Broadcasting Act, as we said in our statement from last week. Okay, wait a minute. Just to be clear. Is publicly funded through a parliamentary appropriation that is voted upon by Parliament. You are government funded. What's the fucking problem? You're saying it yourself in your own... We are opposing this bullshit. We're standing up against this slight. And your opposition to that is to say that you're funded by the government? Fucking stupid are you?
They got called out and they went, all right, well, we're not using Twitter then.
Yeah.
If you're not going to lie for us.
In addition, our journalism is independent and subject to our journalistic standards and practices. If you were to ask anybody who listens to NPR, anybody, they're going to tell you, yeah, they're left-leaning. Yeah, they endlessly trash Republicans, and they're all Democrats and in support of Democrats. And it's publicly funded, meaning taxpayer money coming from independents, from Republicans, from people who don't even fucking vote or who aren't registered. Everyone pays into taxes, yet one political viewpoint is supported from that network. Same thing going on here. So what was fucking Trudeau's little hissy fit over? Oh yeah, by the way, ABC News, Australia, they got it too.
Yeah, good. They should all have it.
Of course they should. And I asked Far, so is ABC News in Australia, are they left-leaning? She's like, yeah. They really don't like this stuff. And there's NPR, government-funded media, but they call themselves an independent news organization. But you're funding...
because they're getting called out.
Yeah.
Of course they don't like it because they've been pretending all this time, and now you just got to go onto their Twitter page and it's right fucking there. They don't like it. You should ask yourself, why don't they like it? Why are they so intent on hiding the fact that they get funds from the government?
And again, the concern is you thought that nobody knew? Why would you think that when you publish on your own website that your government funding is mostly coming from the government?
I mean, I've been fucking... You'd be surprised the amount of people who just flat out deny that these are state funded. And I'll just fucking go, so like, where do they get their funding from? And they go, well the state. Go, well, so what's another way of saying that?
Yeah.
But they don't like it.
We're working hard.
So we will go over here to... Oh, it's going to be a little bit quiet, unfortunately. But, so Trudeau's pissed. Now, what's he pissed about? The CBC being, like, put in this position? Okay. So who does he blame? Conservatives.
Trump.
To keep Canadians informed and support our democracy. CBC Radio-Canada serves right across the country, delivers local news and local content in many regions of the country.
What does that have to do with them being government funded? Nothing.
That, yes, has been challenged over the past years, but the idea of adding to that challenges and laying on by attacking this Canadian institution.
How were they attacked?
Attacking?
Yeah.
Attacking?
They were labeled as government funded. You saw the numbers. They themselves in their own tax filings report how much they get funded, between 1.2 and 1.4 billion, depending on the year.
Sorry about that.
So
I don't understand why they think it's an attack on their credibility if they already weren't credible beforehand.
Yeah.
Content that is so important to so many Canadians really indicates the values and the approach that Mr. Poilievre is putting forward. And I think
okay, there, perfect smarmy smirk from this guy. Mr. Poilievre, he's talking about the head of the Conservative Party of Canada. What does he have to do with it? Well, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's an election coming up. All the signs of one. The parliamentary system, so the Prime Minister has to go talk to the Governor General and get the writ dropped and so on to declare an election and so on. The Prime Minister declares an election. Or if 6 years have run out and they haven't yet, then they do. He's getting ready for an election. It's coming up. He's not doing very well in the polls. Who is his main opposition, like most likely to beat him? Who's doing better in the polls than him? The leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. So what does he do? The leader of the Conservative Party of Canada runs down to American billionaires to help them lambast this, as he calls it, Canadian institution. Who are you talking about when you say American billionaires?
I mean,
well, Elon
we
Musk.
all know.
He's talking about Elon Musk.
What?
Elon Musk is a Canadian citizen, you fucking moron.
Where did all the people who used to, when Jack Dorsey, wasn't it, owned Twitter?
Yeah.
Where are all the people gone who were saying, well, it's a private company, they can do what they want? Where have they gone?
Yeah. And they're labeled as such on YouTube. You go to CBC, you go to ABC Australia, you go to BBC, it says and has for a while that they are government funded. This is a government news agency. Why are you angry about it on Twitter? Because it was free advertising and a free way for news entertainers to promote their individual ideological values and claim to be independent journalists while doing so. Fuck you guys. And they just don't like that they've been labeled as a government-funded news service like what? Russia Television, Russia Today, RT, they're labeled.
And that's what I said in my video, is that's why they're mad, because that's what the label was supposed to be for. It was for Russia, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. A North Korean news service, are they fine? Well, they're evil. We're not. I see. So that the smirking bastard here believes that he's on the right side of history and has the right politics and speaks for all Canadians, even though it's a parliamentary system. What percentage of the vote did you actually get, fucker, with your minority government in your parliament? 30%? And yet constantly the Canadian people, the people of Canada, every time this fucking former drama teacher talks, drives me nuts, man. I have to imagine this is exactly how Biden would sound if he was a little bit more, well, I don't want to say eloquent, able to string some words together.
Yeah.
A little more ability to speak.
Yeah. So fucking angering.
I think it is telling that in order to attack this institution that is important for many, many Canadians, he runs to American billionaires, the tech giants that they continue to defend in committee and in their approach on our legislation to make tech giants pay their fair share.
Tech giants to pay their fair share and arguing against it in committee. What's he talking about? The current bill that's going forth. And I forget what the particular number of the legislation is, but in terms of being able to control content that's visible. So they want, like in Canada, this Trudeau's party wants like the Chinese internet where only certain things can make it through. You know what, you've heard about this, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Because conservatives are arguing against this, against our legislation in committee. See how he's connecting all these things? He has an election coming up. So throw everything you can, including using the American boogeyman. He has to run to American billionaires, tech giants. How much are you worth, Trudeau? You know he's almost a billionaire. You know he's worth like 700 million. How much was he worth before he came to office? Well, he's a part-time drama teacher. Almost nothing. Jesus Christ, does that sound familiar to you? How the fuck did you become that insanely wealthy? Your paychecks aren't worth that much.
What does he get paid from the Canadian government?
Nowhere near enough to make up $700 million worth of value. I love the way he says that, too. He has to run down to America. Like you're on a campaign right now. And it's like my lapdogs, CBC News entertainers, who just fawn over me the way CNN fawned over Barack Obama, the way they protect Biden and all of his pants-shitting, tripping house planting.
What's crazy, though, is they can't even protect Biden the same way they used to.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's gotten to a point, huh?
Reality has gotten so bad for Biden that even the news is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, reality has gotten so bad for him, even he's opted out of it.
Oh, true.
Well, let's talk about the other thing going on in news entertainment. Dominion's billion-dollar broad against Fox News suddenly ends with a shocking settlement moments before openings. God, I'd love to know who paid for that fucking protest truck that just drove in circles in Delaware.
Yeah.
I'd really love to know. Tucker Carlson knew. So you took the highest profile name and just... Great. So yeah, what was it, 1.4 billion that they were suing for?
I don't even know. I haven't been paying attention to this lawsuit like at all, because it's a ridiculous lawsuit. They're just trying to sue to get their names cleared, and most likely going to have a biased judge.
And they did. But here's what it came down to. So if you don't know, Dominion voting systems were in charge of some of the machines and certain the voting machines, tabulation and such. A bunch of people on Fox News made claims that were considered to be false and defamatory to Dominion Dominion Voting Systems as a company, that you rigged the election basically, and the Dominion machines were used as part of that rigging. And Fox News had said this, so they sued them for over $1 billion. The settlement ended up coming out as $787 million. Fox News agreed to settle with Dominion right before it happened. The truth matters, Dominion's attorney says. Lies have consequences. The Dominion CEO says Fox News has now admitted to telling lies. Well, here's what Fox said. We are pleased to have reached a settlement of our dispute with Dominion Voting Systems. We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. As far as they want to go, is that we said things that were false and arguably could have or should have known that they were. We're hopeful that our decision to resolve this dispute with Dominion amicably, instead of the acrimony of a divisive trial, allows the country to move forward from these issues. So they're paying them out. But what's, in my opinion, more interesting is the reaction that the that the other fuckers are having. Jake Tapper here with his ratings down. Oh, I don't know. What's the lowest part of a toilet called? Down there.
The pipe?
Pipe, I guess, yeah.
You want to hear how angry this CNN guy sounds talking about the settlement?
This $1.6 billion case has been settled by both Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News. This, of course, averts a trial that would have been an agonizing process for Fox News. You would have seen top stars like Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson have to testify, along with Rupert Murdoch, the aging Fox chairman. He's 92 years old. He would have had to come down to Wilmington, take the stand. And so none of that's going to happen because there has been a settlement reached. This trial would have really put Fox on trial for the election lies they told in the wake of the 2020 contest. This was really going to hold the network potentially accountable for that. So we're not going to see this public trial where people like Murdoch would have had to answer to this jury why they allowed these deranged conspiracy theories to take hold on the network's air, despite, as we know, as a result of this trial, as a result of the discovery, that they knew these lies were not true, that they were unhinged from reality. We're not going to see that process take.
He really sounds dejected that this isn't going to happen. Like, this is like, fuck them, fuck them. We wanted them dragged out. We're gonna, the aging head, he's 92. Tucker Carlson and everyone else would have been brought in. They're lies. They're deranged, unhinged conspiracy theories. No, I won't be quiet. Got a donation for it.
You tell him, Polly.
Yeah. Cartoon man.
Just remember that a settlement is not an admission of guilt. See also Michael Jackson case with the Chandler family.
Yeah. So he's clearly pissed. He wanted it. It's Fox News. I was about to say largest competitor. The person who's been news agency that's been beating the shit out of them for I don't know how fucking long. I don't know how badly. The Bambi versus Godzilla situation between CNN and any other fucking cable news service. And they're mad. They wanted to see them fucking stripped down and publicly fucking embarrassed. So let's get on to Jake Tapper and hear how, Tapper ain't happy.
Wow. So Laura, $787,500,000. I can only assume that Fox is cutting this check because they feared that after a jury trial, not only would they have to pay more, but it would become even more obvious that they are not a journalistic organization. That
Jesus.
They're an organization that is just chasing ratings and viewers, and it doesn't really matter what they say, whether it's true or not. That's what their business model is.
You motherfucker, you cocksucker, you miserable bastard. Nick Sandman? Did you settle with him? Oh yeah, that's right, you did. Why? Rush to get to it. 2 fucking years.
And
Russia.
they're going to settle with Rittenhouse.
Yes. And the findings of the Mueller probe, after 2 years of having to listen to you bastards turn fucking Trump's presidency into a clickbait fucking fest where you were the resistance headquarters under Jeff Zucker, who actually called it Resistance HQ, referring to CNN. And you're going to look at fucking Fox and say that they are not a journalistic organization. They'll say whatever they need to. You talking head scumfuck. You've got balls, like brass balls. After your network has settled with how many fucking people for your bullshit? I gotta be fucking kidding me. So over here, NPR, right? Let me just show you something from a few years back. You literally can't believe the facts Tucker Carlson tells you. So say Fox's lawyers. This is on NPR. Okay? Remember NPR? They're impartial. You know, they're independent news.
Supposedly.
Yeah. And so the idea is you can't take every single thing that Tucker Carlson says, according to his lawyers, in this court case that happened in 2020, as deadly serious. We all watch Tucker sin. You watch a lot of Tucker. The man loves to joke.
I might.
Yeah. The man does fucking crack jokes. Do you think he really believes the guy's name is Lamont?
Polly, don't you know jokes are illegal?
Well, here's the thing. Tucker Carlson appears to be made of Teflon. The top-rated news host has been repeatedly accused of anti-immigrant and racist comments. First sentence. Second. Which will have cost his political opinion show many of its major advertisers. His political opinion show has been cost many of its advertisers because you and your other far-left buddies, NPR, all got together and formed a coordinated, public shaming attack on them. Well done, Tucker Carlson even attacked his own network's chief on the air. No real consequences. Yeah, he did talk shit about Shepard Smith, who took off. So what? And to me, that shows he has balls.
And he's shit on everybody. He's argued with Hannity live on air. He's shit on Trump.
It's the point. He's a critic of all sorts of fucking things, including people that are on his own network. Doesn't that show him just to be like equal opportunity critic and opinion maker? Like what?
I think all it does is people just ignore that stuff because it's inconvenient or it doesn't fit with the narrative they're trying to build around him.
Yes. So now here's the key part, and then move on to the next story, and then we move on from the whole thing. Just read U.S. District Judge Mary Kay Vescali's opinion, leaning heavily on the arguments of Fox's lawyers. The general tenor of the show should then inform a viewer that Carlson is not stating actual facts about the topic he discusses and is instead engaging in exaggeration and non-literal commentary. She wrote, Fox persuasively argues that, given Mr. Carlson's reputation, any reasonable viewer arrives with an appropriate amount of skepticism about the statements he makes. Okay, so there it is. And they go into this argument that no, you literally can't believe the facts that Tucker Carlson tells you. And this is, David Folkenfick. God damn, your name is Folkenflick. Okay. This guy's, this is how bad Fox News is. You can't believe any of the facts really? Okay, well, did Rachel Maddow use a similar defense when she was sued? Oh, she did. I'm engaging in political commentary and these are jokes. So it's bad when this guy does it. It's understandable and fine when this person does it. Maddow had asserted that her own colorful commentary, this is the judge's decision, Judge Cynthia Beshant. Maddow had inserted her own colorful commentary into and throughout the segment, laughing, expressing her dismay, i.e. saying, I mean what? And calling the segment a sparkly story and one that we must take in stride. So what's her actual line that she said when referring to the OAN network? Quote, in this case, the most obsequiously pro-Trump right-wing news outlet in America really, literally is paid Russian propaganda. So when you say really, literally, apparently you're still telling jokes.
It's a real fake joke. It's only serious if you think it's serious. If you don't agree with it, she's obviously kidding.
Yeah. But the judge decided, Judge Beshant, that for her, Maddow, to exaggerate the facts and call OAN a Russian propaganda outfit was consistent with her tone up until that point. The court finds the reasonable viewer could not take this segment as factual given this context. Does anyone publish articles like, does NPR publish an article saying you literally can't believe the facts that Maddow tells you? No. But they're using the exact same argument. They're both opinion-based shows. This, by the way, is the lawsuit that led Rachel Maddow up until that time, had called herself a journalist, and her show, Journalism, and she never did again after that point. And Tucker Carlson himself pointed that out. He said, this is why I won't rake her over the coals, because she doesn't call herself a journalist. I'm a talk show host, he says. This is a talk show, so's hers. Okay, but what stopped her? Getting fucking sued. And saying, well, this is an opinion show. You can't take me seriously. But you were calling yourself a journalist, especially when you're saying things like really, literally. For fuck's sake. 2.5 years of this fucking person presenting Russia, 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 Russia. That fell apart. She moved on like she didn't spend. The majority, and people did a content analysis from Columbia News School, journalism school rather. Yeah, 56% of her content was Trump Russia for the preceding 2 years. For fuck's sake, lady. And she has all the credibility in the world, right? Okay. So anyway, I'm done talking about news people because they piss me off. Let's talk about something fun.
It's getting late.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about something fun before we close her out. An old albatross. They tagged this fucking bird in 1976 and it's still fucking out there having more birds. Did you think a bird could make it to 46? I didn't.
I don't see why they couldn't.
I'm still impressed. I love the idea that they tagged this bird in 76 and it's still fucking out there.
Can't lobsters, in theory, live forever if they just don't get killed?
I didn't think so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can. Hadn't occurred to me.
We're all learning here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One quick story. Valine sent me this one. Nebraska reveals new Herbie Husker logo after the old one is accused of having a white supremacy link. Did you hear this?
What?
Yeah. I'll just show you the picture. You spot the problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the new one on the left, old one on the right.
N?
No. Nebraska N.
Oh, the OK.
Yeah.
The OK.
It's literally the fucking OK hand symbol.
Man, 4chan. I think it's safe to say they've ruined mainstream media, haven't they?
They really did. I like to think that these people just have an idea and they go, can I? And they post it on 4chan, then it shows up in a CNN article. They're like, oh my God, I can.
I swear that is what happens, though. I mean, the OK hand symbol, fucking, it's okay to be white. Milk!
Yeah.
Remember when milk was racist?
I do. The thing is so surprising to me about that is that they can just the Anti-Defamation League has listed the OK gesture in its hate symbol list, and therefore, ADL said so. So therefore, there you go. I'm telling you, if you polled people in Nebraska, they'd have no fucking idea what you're talking about. None. It's like all the people who are listening to a news entertainer talk, or, for example, during the 2020 town hall when the news entertainer was interviewing Donald Trump and kept bringing up QAnon. Most people had no fucking idea what the hell that was. Trump said he didn't know what it was. She insisted, Mr. President, really? You've never heard of QAnon? The far-right conspiracy theory that there's a pedophile ring running the government from shadows? He's like, no.
No, it's not in the shadows, is it? It's well known.
Who talks about QAnon? People on 4chan, strange corners of the internet, and news entertainers. Everybody else is like, what the fuck is that? Again, with the OK hand symbol. Oh, this is a white supremacist thing. Oh, who complained? Some weirdo who clearly spends too much time online and took that shit seriously.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. These journalists are terminally online all the time.
You've got to do better than that. You got to, show, I don't know, some tiki torch carriers all with the OK symbol, something to verify it, other than that the ADL said so. The ADL thinks cartoon frogs are racist. I mean, wait. And everything else under the sun.
As the ADL has now become an authority. Well, an authority. They don't need to prove anything because it's just, well, we said so.
Yeah. They are their own authority. In any case, we'll take it on to the titular article, Caught 'em All. And remember, rarest Pokemon card of them all is still available, the Golden Otter, just down there. Japan has completely run out of Pokemon cards.
Oh, God.
Wow.
The Pokemon Company itself issued a statement promising to bolster the production system. They have no more.
But surely it's like money. You can just print some more, right?
They can, but they're going to have to get around to it, and they're behind. Like, their presses are behind, and there's none in the system. There's none on trucks waiting to be shipped out. You got to wait. I can't believe the Pokemon, or Japan actually bought out the supply.
Yeah. It's just that, look, there's such a demand for it, isn't it? Don't get me wrong. Like, everyone's got their hobbies. I ain't going to knock you for the things you like, but it's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah. The end is nigh. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I know. Well, of all things. I mean, it's like Japan running out of, hentai manga. What?
There's rioting in the streets. People are looting.
Yeah. What are the Japanese businessmen going to read on the train if not hentai manga?
There's fucking people making knockoff Pokemon cards and selling them in shady street corners. Hey, kid, you want to buy a Pikachu?
No. Last kid went near a Pikachu, got hit with a metal pole. Taking the risk. It was a Pokerman kind of day. I don't know why it ended up like that, but yeah.
So they really did, as per your tagline, catch them all.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. And I put it past tense. Caught them all. There's nothing more to do. Japanese people, just, that's it. It's over.
So they'll come up with another 150 now, won't they?
Yeah.
Any Pokemon after fucking Mew is not a Pokemon.
I agree.
I refuse, you know?
Hey, fuck you, man!
What about 420? What the fuck, Polly? What the hell? Hold on. Where did I put that? Boom. Boom. Fuck, we missed so many fun articles. We had stuff about millipedes, poo frogs, kinds of shit.
Poo frogs?
Yep, you don't get to know now. Notcher said he wanted to go.
I'm going to have to Google it. Fuck's sake.
Don't do that. I already opened this somewhere.
Don't Google poo frog.
There it is. All right. Don't say I don't love space news. SpaceX targets Thursday for the next attempt to launch Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built.
Yes.
Which is actually kind of cool. All jokes aside, I didn't know about this. I will be watching. I love watching live launches, which is why, really quick, Sin, bear with us, Sin.
Hey, I just said it was getting late. I didn't say you had to end it right away.
Europe's JUICE mission successfully launches a decade-long journey to Jupiter's icy moons, all 3 of them.
6,
and
5, 4, 3, 2,
French.
1.
Yeah.
Top.
And
Allumage Vulcain.
It's off.
Allumage AaA décollage.
Well done, Europeans.
No, French.
North Koreans are looking at this and they're like, how do they do that?
How does it get where they want it to go?
North Korea have said they are launching their first satellite.
La propulsion est nominale.
Yeah, that is really fucking sweet. Especially that it's going for the 3 Jovian moons that are like icy and potentially have water and whatnot.
All the informations and
So that's pretty cool. Well done, Europe.
That is cool.
Isn't it weird though? Despite it's a French rocket, it still sounds the same as an American rocket. You know?
I want to see more exploration, whether it's into space or into the oceans. We need to just be doing more stuff.
Exploration is inherently imperialist and white supremacist. Did you not know that?
Like it's like milk.
Yes. Can't have these things going on. Yeah,
As
I
soon
had a
as I
number
said
of...
it, Lisa said, "Why aren't we going into the ocean?" I'm very curious about that as well.
Oh yeah, one other quick thing because it's actually time sensitive. A hybrid solar eclipse will occur this week. What is it, and why is it so rare? Okay,
I was just talking to my buddies about this.
I love this fucking photograph. All actual
That is
pictures
very
that
cool.
they just multi-layered. That's sweet, man. Yeah. So, thousands of people are flocking to Exmouth in Western Australia this week, hoping to catch a solar eclipse. This tiny remote town is surrounded by a peninsula, the only place in Australia where you can experience the total solar eclipse. It is part of a rare hybrid eclipse. More on that later. That will occur along the narrow track. Look, they've got
It's a total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, look, they've got a GIF. Let's sing during it.
Full moon.
Look at it go.
Half moon. Total eclipse.
And then, whoosh! Cool. They have Adobe After Effects too. Nice.
Thank you, Giphy.
Come on, that's awesome, huh?
That is pretty
You
cool.
can kind of, you look at things like this, and you can kind of understand how fucking hundreds of years ago people were freaking the fuck out. when it first happened, you know?
Yeah.
It's the end of times. The sky's gone dark, and there's no more Pokemon cards.
Truly, the end is nigh. The 7th seal is broken. Pikachu has been trapped. Ash is working at Walmart. What are we going to do?
That man's got a metal pole.
So there's the total eclipse of the heart. There's the annular, or you're welcome, or ring of fire eclipse. So what's a hybrid eclipse? It's that.
Part human.
It's the distance has to be exactly right. A hybrid eclipse only makes up about 3% of all solar eclipses. The last hybrid eclipse anywhere in the world was on November 3rd, 2013. A hybrid eclipse occurs when the moon is at a precise distance away that its shadow is affected by the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, no shit.
The eclipse shifts from being annular to total and back to annular at the end. Okay, that is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. When it's close enough, you get a total lunar eclipse. When it's further away, because of the curvature, you get an annular eclipse.
So it's like a bendy, windy eclipse.
Yeah. So you got to be up in this far-flung area.
Nah, I'll probably leave it.
So that's what the animation did, was make this rod glow? Well done. I also have Adobe After Effects. Right.
Hold on, keep playing. They're about to show close-ups of the rod.
Oh. There.
Nothing.
I'm actually not going to complain. I mean, it's fair enough. It's not a still frame. Looking at you, CNN. But yeah, you got to head up yonder on this little peninsula to even catch it in Western Australia. In your face, Queensland.
Yeah.
New South Wales.
Queensland.
And all your uppityness.
And your trans soccer players.
And your...
And your weird opera hall that's in way too many postcards and movies.
Your feral cats.
That was New Zealand.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Australia's got the feral mice problem. Well, I'm not sure if they're feral. They're just mice.
Oh, yeah, the plague. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Cynics in it. Lick my scrote. New South Wales resident, no doubt. Western Australian independence now. That's what I say. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's a number of other stories we could go over, but I don't want to run it too late. And I do have a game, but yeah, we're at 2 hours 10. So let's wrap it up right there, shall we? Do you feel newsed?
I do feel newsed.
Yeah? I think there was a good titular article, caught them all, and then a few bonuses afterwards. That's a win.
How are we at 2 hours 10?
2 hours 40.
Oh, I was going to say, like, what? We didn't start at 6?
Yeah, 2 hours 40. My fault. Locks confused me.
Gamer Levine through Tree Fiddy said, sorry for extending it. I just thought the fact SpaceX is pushing for 420 is, of course they are.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Elon Musk has managed to get 420 and 69% out there in the same week. Like, you got to admire the hustle. Thank you very much.
Such a boomer meme star.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, I had forgotten about the story. Glad you reminded me, Valine, because yeah, I did have some other space stuff, and then I'm like, all right, well, I can't stop now. Oh yeah, great. And yeah, SpaceX, cool. Good stuff.
Oh, it is, yeah.
You know there's going to be some news agency out there that's like, it's 420. It's Hitler's birthday. Elon Musk. It'll happen.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with fucking smoking wacky backy.
No, or for that matter, just...
I still don't believe that's a thing.
It is a thing.
That's not just something you and your friends say at the pub?
No. I think it's something him and his friends just say at the pub.
You want to go back into the alley for some wacky backy? Mate?
No, so, no. What? No.
I think
Never
that's
follow a
what it
hippie
is.
to a second location. No, it's a genuine... Why would I lie?
What? Well, I don't know. I've turned it into a lifestyle, so lots of reasons.
I mean, look, devil's lettuce is believable, but wacky backy isn't.
Well, yeah, but I've heard devil's lettuce.
And now you've heard wacky backy.
From one guy, and consider the source.
It's got to be... I will not consider the source.
I have never considered the Welsh a trustworthy source of news.
Well, I agree. Fuck the Welsh. But I'm English.
Yeah, and he absolutely is a troll.
No,
Gamer
you're
Blaine's
not.
right, especially now with the Tesla model name spelling out sexy. I mean, come on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Was it the Tesla? Was it S? It was S, not 5, wasn't it? 3, X, and Y. Yeah. I think there's still a lot of things with the Teslas. Like if you do certain things in certain orders, then like it'll do like the car will do a little dance or something like that, which is nice until you're going 70 miles an hour down the freeway.
Yeah, so we're being told by like 7, 8 people in chat that wacky backy or wacky tobacco is totally a thing. Gamer Valine insists that it's from Woodstock or the Woodstock era.
Nah, they're all lying.
Like all the people that claim they were at Woodstock.
Yes.
I'm just pleased that you're consistent in not believing this. It's not just me; it's also the other people you don't believe. I'm fine with that.
I can not believe multiple people at once.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I know. We're all very proud of you.
Thank you.
So there it is. Sinatra, what do you got for us after the show? Are you putting up a video? What's the deal?
Yes, sir. I have a video going up on the Sin and Sass channel. Go check that out.
Very nice. And Drunkle, you gonna get a little gamage in?
Alas, no, as I have work in the morning, so I will be repairing to bed.
Nice. Waking up early for
I
your
will be around
constitution.
tomorrow. I will be around tomorrow on twitch.tv/drunkleplays.
Nice.
So, yeah, so you can get your fix of seeing people die horribly at the hands of intergalactic scourge that is the illegal aliens.
Interestingly, a callback to Alien Nation. A bunch of filthy, stellar immigrants. What they were.
Careful. Well, they were.
They showed up as a servant class of aliens, and they're like, let us in your schools.
Yeah, we want equal rights.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
Bastards.
you pay taxes? No.
You big freckle-headed weirdos.
Right.
All right, so there it is. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out in the Noir City waiting room here as we chill out. I definitely want to thank everybody who donated. Very generous, greatly appreciated. On your way out, please feel free to hit that like button. And if you haven't already and are so inclined, go over to Twitter and retweet the twit that I sent out because it does help the show. God knows we're getting no help from the algorithm. So thank you very much to everybody who donated. Feel free to leave a comment as well. Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Oh, wait, hold on. Drunkle. They'd be lost without this. Where the fuck can they find us next?
You know, I was just going to leave it. We're going to be back on Friday on the Silent Sin channel at 10:30 p.m. GMT, 5:30 p.m. ST, 4:30 Central, and 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island, Pollybobs.
Nice. Now I know, too. Have a good night, everyone.
Polly.
Yeah.
Polly.
Yeah.
Play the thing.
It's playing right now.
Okay.